White Walker-perpetuated offenses are considered especially heinous. In Westeros, 4 dedicated friends investigate and discuss these vicious episodes as members of an elite squad known as A Podcast Has No Name.
I am Afro.
I'm Ambush.
I am Castro.
I am Morg, and we are A Podcast Has No Name.
A podcast.
That was pretty clean. I'm not even going to front. That was pretty clean.
That was clean, right? I made it a little dramatic,
You gotta do it.
I'm the aside and the soft light. I'm not really a character. I'm kind of in the subconscious. I'm wearing all white.
Oh,
get my own spot.
Oh,
Space,
Jesus.
you know what I'm saying? Come on, y'all.
Come on, Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us as we're on our rewatch quest. This is season 1, episode 4, Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things. Man.
Indeed.
Indeed.
What about the long title? Is this the longest title in the series?
It might be. It
might be.
With the commas and the ampersand, I just
Man, all of
they
it.
They don't make titles like this no more. Now it's like Lone Wolf, Blood Floor,
right?
Storm
John Guy.
Storm. It'd be like
John alive.
one episode is Daenerys, the other one is Stormborn, then the next one is The Unburnt, then Targaryen.
Yeah.
Like, damn, it's just that's all her. Like, come on.
We're still talking about her, guys.
We're still talking like one person, please.
Can I just say really quick before we start how so many people, and I don't know if they're just watching the show or just catching on or what, but so many people plan to be Daenerys and a dragon for Halloween. And it's not in any way annoying. It's just absolutely hilarious to me that it is season 7 is over. And I feel like this draft of people. Come again?
Are they doing the what Daenerys are they doing? Are they doing the light blue Daenerys with the blonde hair? Or are they doing the white fur coat Daenerys?
No, I think the new
I've
Daenerys
not
was
heard.
like a
I've
young.
not heard anybody doing the white fur coat because I don't think anybody has access.
I mean, well, you gotta cosplay it. You gotta make that thing, and you gotta make it out of like balls and like
Yeah.
You gotta make have to shake your cat a little bit. I mean, you gotta get in.
Never let Castro make your cosplay outfit if he's talking about cotton balls. We are not 4 years old. These are women.
Historically, the best costume I ever wore, my mom made me a costume. I was in Charlotte's Web. I was a young Wilbur. So at first, I know.
Young Wilbur.
I will tell you, my first costume, right? And this is in public on a stage with my friends and people in our auditorium. This is during rehearsal. My mom, we took 2 pieces of extra carpet we had. Our carpet was pink. We hung it on me in the fashion that those people that wear those full front and back signs and the advertising in front of
sidewalk signs, the sandwich signs, yeah.
So I had that one piece of carpet in front, one piece in the back, and pink leotards.
Yes.
And I wore it for one dress rehearsal, and I never wore it again. I said, "Oh hell no!" I mean, I went to school with white kids, but they got the full on the onesie, like the actual hooves of a pig.
They have
with
full pig regalia.
You know what I'm saying, with a curly tip. So I said, "Mom, I'm never wearing that again." So the adjusted costume for the performance was a pink dress shirt, some gray slacks, pink tail, and ears. And there you have it.
Ah, not bad.
That's my costume horror story.
I want pictures of the carpet sandwich board.
My mom swears that she didn't send me that way, and I'm so scarred that I remember it to a T. That we went to buy the pink leotards and everything, and she swears I didn't send you there like that. And I don't know how I made it. Now mind y'all, I didn't drive. I know y'all grew up driving. No, I didn't drive, so I don't know how I got there. I had to take the train, and I think I was
carpet on the front and back.
Put that in your
back on
blender.
track real quick.
All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
We're ready?
All right, yeah, we're ready.
Broken things. Yeah.
So, show opens up. Bran is in the courtyard. He's got his bow and arrow, and he spots a raven. Now, I'll admit, just seeing him walk caught me off guard again. I forgot. Like, wait, what's happening? Where are we? Why is he walking? Go. And then I see the raven. And I remember the first time when I watched it, I didn't immediately notice that the raven had 3 eyes. It was just he's following this raven around. All right, what's going on?
Yeah, me neither.
But
me neither.
yeah, I didn't notice it at all. But I think it's extremely interesting how early. Like, this is a very significant occurrence. This is the direction of the entire show for Bran, and we're getting this in the 4th episode of the 1st season. Vision, 3-eyed raven. It's like, Jesus Christ. So
yeah, that's that George R. R. Martin deep-seated planning that he's going to reveal 78 years later. And he,
definitely.
I mean, all right. What do y'all think? I mean, just a real quick. Whether you read the books or not, or what I'm saying, pretty much the first couple of 3 seasons is a lot of George R. R. Martin. So do you think that he was writing on the fly, or do you think that he had these things like planned out?
You mean as far as like adding stuff in for the show?
Or no, as far as like the twist that we come to find out like years later and stuff like that. Do you think he had, y'all think he had it all planned out? Because he seemed like the writer, he had it all planned out. Okay.
Yeah, I think he had it all planned out. Yeah, especially when we talk about, I think we mentioned in the last episode that he started with that direwolf scene and built the entire story around that. Yeah. Like, that's what popped in his head first. Yeah, he thought this whole thing out for the most part. I definitely believe that. So Bran follows. Yeah. He follows the raven around.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, there wasn't really much more. He follows the raven around and sees he has 3 eyes. Bam, he wakes up. So what were you gonna say, Ash?
I was gonna say I think some things I think most things he thought all the way out. I think some things he might have gone back and edited. Like Hodor might have had dialogue in the beginning, and later on he was like, you know what? Nah, this nigga's just gonna say Hodor all the time.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
Like something.
But also the jump. But like, what's up with that Quarth thing? Quace or whatever, that girl with the mask. Like, she never came back. I'm jumping around, but like, think. All right,
which girl?
Remember the I'm jumping
from like season 2 or something.
2 seconds. She had the conversation with Jorah. I remember she starts planting the prophecy seeds with Jorah. She's wearing that full-on golden red mask.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I don't want us to dive deep into it, but there is an element of the story that goes, things that happen in Essos stay in Essos. Like, there is, she didn't really take all that stuff to Westeros, so I get it. You're not seeing some of these people. But I just wonder if he had a character or two that he wrote himself into a corner with. Because, mind you, there's way more characters in the books, and I mean, maybe almost double than in the show. So, but it was just a thought. Sorry, I didn't want to distract. It was just a thought I had. Let's continue.
So then, excuse me, sorry. So then Bran wakes up to Nan in the room with him, and she's doing her knitting thing. Love her so much.
She's
every
like,
time she's on screen.
Oh, the little sucker's been dreaming.
That's how I heard the line. That's exactly right.
And he's just like, not you again. Like, I just woke up. Like, why are you even here? Like, I'm asleep.
You're always here.
For real, you sit here while I sleep.
Creepy.
And Theon walks right in, and he's like, you have visitors? And he's like, I don't want to see anybody. And, Bran's just like, not trying to have it. And Theon is like, yo, I report to Rob. Rob told me to tell you this. You report to me, and that's how the chain of command goes. And so I feel like that was the first little, like, inkling of, like, my life sucks from Theon. Maybe the second. Actually, maybe the second.
Probably second. Because he's slick at the mouth. It's funny because my current boss at my job, he's a little slick at the mouth. And it reminds me of Theon. Now, they don't resemble each other physically at all. But little things sliding out the side of their lip. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ned had to pop. Ned's popped Theon when they were younger.
Multiple times.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's for certain. Take that to the bank. He backhanded his ass. Take that to the bank.
Or at least embarrassed him, a couple times. But Theon seems very much like he was, like, loved and well cared for and, some of those things, too. So that's a whole other story. But anyway, he's like, yo, Hodor, get him. And this is like this, like, Hodor inflections. It's like, Hodor, like the Hodor when he's answering to something, the Hodor when he's, like, told to do something, the Hodor when he's just, like, saying hi,
Yes.
Are really great.
Did y'all realize that he was going to say Hodor a million times? Like, when you first started with the Hodors, did you think, oh, this is all he said? I didn't think that at first. I thought that was like like an autistic thing. Like a, like a tick. That he just kind of says to himself. I didn't know it was going to be like his thing, to tell y'all the truth.
Yeah. So, that was pretty much it for that scene. And then after that, they head back to, you get to see who the visitor is, which is Tyrion. And you see him standing right there with Rob.
So Tyrion and Rob are bickering because that's what Lannisters and Starks do, apparently.
Right?
They are just back and forth. Like, seriously, they're just Crips and Bloods. Like, why are you guys so angry? Nothing's even happened yet that we know.
Oh, but it has. No, it has.
No, but wait.
But, like, Rob doesn't know anything. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What am I forgetting?
No, remember at the tree, at the werewood tree. Yeah, they already
you're
respect the
absolutely right.
Let me ask y'all, historically, is there a Stark Lannister thing? Are they giving us hints of that? Because I feel like the show was painting us in that direction. But I think they definitely were.
I think they definitely were in those first couple of episodes because even with Joffrey was like, so you do agree they're the enemy. Like, wait,
he jumped right to it. But also Joffrey was being butthurt though. So if Umber stepped on his foot, the Umbers are and will crush them. You know what I'm saying? I think he's just gung ho for anything.
I don't know.
I just wonder.
Totally worked for them to. They painted this rivalry between them.
I think some of it is very typical. Like, the Lannisters come from money. They're like these blonde, privileged, like, people who live in 8 years of summer and never have to deal with anything else and don't know what any, like, real work ethic is. And even Rob sits around and drinks and fucks girls all, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's, like, a lot of that typical, like, you motherfuckers don't know shit about shit.
Yeah.
From both sides.
So they're just,
both sides.
They're totally bickering, and it's kind of like Rob's like, the fuck are you even doing here, Tyrion? Why'd you come back? And he definitely offers a place for the Night's Watchman man to stay, but not Tyrion. And when Bran gets down, Hodor brings him down. He, bends down to Tyrion, and Tyrion gives him these plans for a saddle so that he can still ride a horse. And Rob's like, the fuck is this, a joke? You think you funny? This supposed to be some sort of weird shit? And he's like, no, I think that cripples need love too. Like, it was such a, like, I don't know, I have such a soft spot for Tyrion in the beginning. Like, he seemed like the only Lannister
the only
was a human.
woke person in the show. Not the only woke person in the show. Like, he seemed above all of the other pettiness that was going on around him, based on his intelligence alone. You know? He's revealed himself, to have those tendencies we didn't think he had. But yes, I was very endeared with him early. I like Peter Dinklage, but I like that he was, like, playing the game. Like, you could see that early.
Definitely. Yeah, you can very, very early.
He was a real one.
He's a real one.
Write that down. That should have just been my note. My note is going to be edited, Tyrion being a real one again.
He's a day one.
All right. Is Tyrion enlightened one number 3? Or
no, don't do that. Don't do that.
No. Well, I know, because later on he's not.
Because it takes him way too long to get enlightened. Yeah. He can't. Yeah. We can't give him that.
No.
But he does give Bran those plans for a saddle and tells him, what to do and who go have your saddler or whatever make this, which was a really, really kind gesture, I thought. And then Robb is like, "Oh, you're being nice right now. I mean, I guess you could stay." And Tyrion's like, "Go fuck yourself. I'm going to a brothel."
Yeah.
I'm out of
here. We
here.
can both sleep easier.
Yeah, exactly. And then he leaves. Oh.
So when he gave the plans for the saddle, initially when I first watched this, I thought that was going to be like Bran's next journey. Like Bran's going to be this, guy on horseback for the rest of his life now. Like this is when he about to get real nice with his arrow, and like that's what I foresaw for that. Did any of y'all have any projections or anything?
Well, I definitely thought that would be his mode of transportation. I definitely did.
Yeah,
I didn't think that he was then going to be like, I didn't think he was going to be like a great knight on top of that horse.
Right.
But I thought that at least we would be seeing him travel that way.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be that bull. Thing? Like that was going to be his shit now,
Like the sled we find him on later, I didn't think we would see him on that, like being dragged around by Mira. And this is before we meet just that Endor being dragged around by Mira and running in the snow. No, I thought, you know what I'm saying, even still, y'all, sometimes it's hard to talk about without talking about stuff, but I don't care, we're spoiler heavy. So, like, even still when you see him, like, running Winterfell, you still don't, you know what I'm saying, I didn't see him down and out like he turned out to be. That's my ultimate thing,
So my other question is, did y'all feel like Tyrion was really being nice, or that was his MO to, check on to see if Bran was really alive and to see it for himself and sort of report back?
I think instinctively he does that. Yeah, no, I think instinctively he does that, but I don't think he was stuffing for his brother and sister. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel that he was trying to get info, for his family. I thought he actually was concerned. And also the title of the episode, cripples, bastards, dwarfs or whatever it's called. I think he feels kinship with anybody that's struggling like that, and I think that was just instinctive. He probably helped a lot of cripples, bastards, and dwarves and
broken things.
Broken things. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought he was being genuine with the gesture. I think that he genuinely wanted to know that Bran was alive or not, and I think it has way less to do with protecting the Lannisters, or his brother and sister, I should say, and more about him now being a cripple. I think it came from his heart. I don't think it came from him do some little finger shit where I'm going to do this, I look nice, but really I'm just trying to get info in the end. Like I'm sure the info doesn't hurt, but I don't think he was doing it for that purpose.
Yeah, I agree.
Like if at the end of season 8 we find out that Tyrion has been the fucking mole this whole time, I'm going to be pissed that I have invested so much love and trust into this man. I'm going to be so pissed. I mean, I will, high five all the writing, but go ahead.
I mean, the show is of high quality. He would have had, there have been little hints. We would have saw little tiny things to make us think that. I don't think the show has one of those, aha, you weren't paying attention. And
it definitely could. It definitely could, though. That's how they got us killing Ned.
It's interesting to me that he rolled out and went to the wall and then was like, you know what, I'm going to turn back around and give these floor plans to the homie. So that's why I'm like, was that genuine or was that a part? Because he did get the news when he was at the wall that Bran was awake and then turned back around and went back there. So.
Well, but he was just going to the wall to see the wall. He wasn't going there for any other reason. It was just because they were close enough at that point. Yeah. He was just on his travel.
Af is bringing up the point of him making his way back through Winterfell. I don't think you have to stop at Winterfell. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It didn't seem like that was his plan. Like, I'm going to go through this wall real quick and come back here to Winterfell, chill, and then go. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
So I was just wondering what y'all thought about the genuine.
But I think that, I think that.
Didn't Yoren have to go back?
She was clearly talking. He was like really in the middle of a sentence.
Now we're both just quiet.
Yeah, everybody's quiet. Sorry.
No, that was really funny. I just Castle, go ahead. I won't forget what I was gonna say.
A podcast has no name. Don't be playing games. A podcast has no name.
Thank you,
Don't
Castro.
be playing a Game of Thrones.
Oh, the reprise.
Next week I'm gonna do the Mariah. I'm gonna do the Mariah version.
It's a big okay, so I'm just going to say this real quick then. What you just said, Afro, makes me think even more that his whole point was to give those plans. Like, he is at the wall. I don't know who the hell drew him. Like, I don't know where he got those that blueprint from. But he's at the wall, gets the raven that Bran is awake, and then makes that special stop to give him that. And this is all me still thinking Tyrion's being a genuine person. That speaks more to him being genuine to me than it being malicious.
Okay. Castro, your turn.
You make a
Castro,
great moderator.
if I'm too much of a bitch to you, so you can just let me know. Like, I don't know. I like
Wait.
I don't know why.
First of all, he loves it.
But me letting you know won't reduce the fuckery. Like, I don't understand. It just be another point for us to laugh at. It'll be another laughing point. It'll be move on. You know.
You're right. This point.
I stick the middle man.
I think I just want to know for selfish reasons. Like, am I doing my job
You're
right?
just like, am I
doing my job right?
You went to an evaluation.
Doing a job evaluation on driving making my skin crawl.
Self-assessment.
You know what I'm saying? What did I get on
you
section
like my
4?
driving?
Okay.
Call this number.
Okay. 8.5. It's like an Uber app. I'm supposed to give her like 4 stars for like crushing my door. Oh yeah, she did a good job that time.
For just making it.
Sometimes I'm real mad. Oh, she ain't getting no tip. No tip. I don't even know. You ever press the no tip really hard? Man, fuck that.
Just like to revisit the point that Castro absolutely loves it. So.
Okay,
right.
good.
Right.
Yeah.
I love Afro.
Yeah.
That's about it.
He loves Afro and all of her fuckery.
No more. That's a no. But
I still feel like I'm right.
Nah, dummy. Cripples need love too. Okay.
So Tyrion leaves, and Theon sees him off.
All right. So this, I thought, watching this, it was funny, but it was also kind of filthy because they were literally telling each other, yeah, we're sharing a girl within, like, hours of each other. So, like, enjoy. Tyrion is curious as to where, I'll get back around to that. Tyrion is curious as to where Lady Catelyn is. And, again, this just gives us a little sense of tradition. And, like, where's Lady Catelyn to see me off? You know, I've come back through. My family's left already. You know, it's traditional to see them off. Theon is horrible at this job. He's horrible at many jobs. He's actually very hard. Oh, she's not feeling well. What? She was fine the other day. Oh, she went to the store. In the privy. I thought y'all were cleaning the privies. She's walking the direwolf. Didn't you just kill a direwolf? See you later.
She went to the check casher. She'll be right back. What?
So, you know, he did a terrible job at that. Tyrion showed excellent roasting skills because he made Theon feel real small. I can't exactly remember what he said. I just remember Theon's face.
Oh,
I was
man, he was
on that. What did he say?
Something about he flipped the coin at him.
Oh,
your next
lady,
ride
yeah.
rises on me. Hopefully, I don't wear her out. It was like, oh,
no,
wow.
That's the second point.
That was the second one. Okay.
The first one was when he said "lady," right? Talking about Catelyn, and Theon was Tyrion said to him, "Oh, you seem so acclimated." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're taking this captivity very well.
Yeah, he was like, oh, so you speak of your masters well. Like,
yeah, he went in on him. Don't forget, captive. You ain't part of that family.
and he played him on the rebellion too, because he said, seeing all those men die at sea. That's what Tyrion said. And he said, we outnumbered 10-1. Then it was a stupid rebellion. Like, you're about to make my point. Like, I'm leading you right to my point. We were outnumbered 10-1. Then it was a stupid rebellion. You and your dumb ass pop.
Your family's stupid.
And that's the reason you're here. You're not here on vacation, or you're not at the Hamptons. Like, you're not a transfer student. You're a dumbass dad. Watched your brothers die.
Student. Shit! That's exactly what Theon thinks he is. Theon is studying abroad right now. He has no idea that he's actually a captive.
And Tyrion reminds him that, your brothers are dead. Your brothers are dead, and that's when your father finally realized that this was a dumb rebellion, when your brothers are dying at sea. So.
Yeah, and he hit him with it was great watching sailors burn. I was like, ooh, now I know your family's sailors? That must have hurt.
True. Not pirates. That's a good call. That's a good pull. That definitely was akin to them, wearing robes and being called feminine like Theon is later. I hate Theon. And it's like, when you watch this early stuff, y'all remember I was really off Theon when he was getting tortured. I didn't give a fuck, because I was like, he's kind of a horrible person. And this is bringing it all back. And now he's redeemed. He's all cockless now, so poor, Tink Tink.
Is that all it takes to be redeemed for you?
No. But, I mean, he did help Sansa, and, he killed the girl that was going to, hurt Sansa. She wasn't going to kill, So he's trying. He's trying. Okay.
So I wondered if this was the first seed that was really, really planted in Theon of, like, because he went in on him. He really went in on him. And it's kind of like the way where, like, somebody could be like, yeah, girl, your man ain't shit. He be fucking all these people, blah, 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 blah. And you like, I love my man. But then when you go to your man, you be like, fuck your day. Like, I fucking can't stand you. Like that transfer of bullshit energy, you know what I mean? And so I wonder if this was like the beginning for Theon, because, he really fucking played him. And it's very clear that, like, in Winterfell, they're pretty secluded, you know what I mean? Like, nobody else is, like, poking fun at him like that.
Right.
And fucking Tyrion has always been witty and had to be witty and had to have these comebacks because, he's a broken thing or whatever.
Those same things, yeah.
Yeah, he's a broken thing.
And so he's able to go in on people like that. But Theon is probably not used to that. So I wonder if this was the first seed of, like,
Damn, that is such a fantastic point.
Definitely.
I mean, the look on Theon's face is confirming that.
Yeah. And then,
Theon had nothing. He had nothing. There was no way to come back.
And more to your point, Af, like, because they're at Winterfell, to hear it from Tyrion is kind of like hearing it from all the other houses on some real
from
like,
the world. Like, what they saying about you in the streets.
Right. Is this what they all think about me? Oh, yeah.
That's a great point. Great point.
You know what they say about you in them streets, right? Oh, damn.
No, this is some juicy stuff. It's some juicy stuff because, just remembering the series as we watched it as a whole, you just think of the moment that Theon goes back to his father as that breaking moment. But this is prior to that. And it's probably got him in his chambers thinking about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and to what Am is saying, like, damn, everybody thinks of me like this. I thought I grew up with the Starks, and eventually it leads to Theon having the crisis of identity. Am I Stark? Am I Greyjoy? Which pretty much starts with Tyrion breaking him down right now. This is great stuff, y'all. That was a really good pull. That's something I did not think about. We can't think about it when we first watched it, but definitely this is a good revelation. We should have like a sound effect. Game of Thrones. Okay. So next, we're staying in the north. So we go back up to the wall, and we meet Am's super favorite character, more so than
most favorite character.
I think because the way it's come around, this has to Am when he does his character lottery, in terms of you know what I'm saying. It's like hating Jamie in the beginning and then loving him. It's very similar. We have Samuel Tarly.
Except for you shouldn't have hated Samuel as much as Ambush.
But we know that Ambush is he's missing a chromosome. More,
Wait a minute.
I must be missing some
Hold on.
Because
I feel like that was
look, Morgan's like, was that to me too?
Wait.
What?
Right, what? Hold on, wait a minute.
Listen, this
That's my whole boyfriend.
was my entire boyfriend.
Surprise, listeners.
Surprise! Do the Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
We're going to say surprise, listeners. What is wrong with you, Ash?
Very, very many things. Very many things.
So, we at the wall, and we're getting introduced to Sam. And I'm just going to tell y'all, I had to rewind this scene 4 times because it opened.
With him looking all scared.
Thinking past the opening line, fucking John is pivot as you deliver the stroke. And I was like, whoa, what?
Oh.
I'm like, okay, let me go back again. I can hear the next line after this. And he says it. And I'm like, oh, wait, what did they say after this? I just lost it.
Your puberty monster came out behind you and was like,
yeah.
My hormone monster.
Your hormone monster came out. She was like, keep listening, girl.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because the girl's having a totally different moment than you and I are having. I have never thought of this line or this scene in that way at all. 50 times. And it will never come up in 2 plus 2
relation to the amount of guys that I've hung around in fucking studios.
That's what that is.
Yeah. Oh, what'd you say? Say it. What she said. This is from all my wisdom.
Real talk.
Combined. And so my ears just be like,
Castro, we have to own that. We have to own
that.
Yeah. We do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
If we were watching it in a room with each other, I would say, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You feel obligated.
Yeah.
An opportunity.
But I definitely didn't think I was watching a sword fight. I didn't think he said thrust with your whole weight. And I was
he said sword fight. Oh.
All right. We're too deep down the hole. We're too deep down the hole
Game
now.
of Thrones. We're resetting.
Pause.
Game.
Pause.
Game of Thrones, no SO. Game of Thrones, no SO.
Oh, man.
I'm dead.
So anyway, also, we don't condone any of those things. The no homo is ridiculous. That's what she said. All of those things are childish and petty. But anyway.
Right, SO.
Hella.
No SO.
The flip was funny, though.
All right, so that was it for that scene.
Listeners, apologies. So, clearly, we're just getting warmed up. So
right.
Here it is. All our glory.
So those guys, I don't know their name. They're the 2 guys that were going to beat up John a couple. What's the name?
Gren and Pip.
Yeah.
Gren and Pip are the friends, and then the other one with the beard is Wrath.
Okay,
I'm
so which
sorry,
one
y'all
is
got
Bran
a
and which
phone
one is
sound
Pip?
Gren is
Pip
the taller
skinny,
one.
the skinny, small one. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? Y'all said the opposite thing.
Yeah, you did.
We said it right. Gren is the big one. Pip is the small, skinny one.
Okay, got you. Okay. So Gren is the big one? Pip is the small one. Okay, I can remember. So Jon is fighting with Gren, and he's pretty much about to fuck him up. And Gren's like, whoa, what is that? And you think it's going to be like a fucking monster truck or like something, you know, some technology they've never seen, some innovation. And it's fucking Sam. And you're like, God damn it, that's a person is what that is. And Sam's like,
not quite.
Take the black
He's almost.
Amber?
He's what?
He's almost a person at this point. Not quite.
Yeah. So he's like, I've come to take the black. And they're like, all right, cool. We guess. Let's see what you can do. And, yo, fucking Sam screams and, like, cringes and begs for mercy. It is just, like, the saddest thing you've ever seen. And you're like, oh, man, they just go wailing on him. He falls down. He's on the ground begging.
I yield.
I yield. Doesn't he start kind of getting whipped with the sword? Like
yes.
Whooping him?
Yeah, they're like spanking him with that shit.
Yes, with the broadside of the sword, they're spanking him.
Yeah. And so Jon's feeling some kind of way. And I guess Gren holds him back because Jon's about to go save him. And he's like, nah. And Jon's like, nah, for real. He yielded, I got to say. And so this is that moment where you can really see that, what's that dude's name? The guy who, like, oversees them, who ends up dying. Blonde hair.
Alistair Thorne.
Thorne. Yep.
Is like, oh, the bastard's got a boyfriend, or the bastard's in love, or some shit like that. So yeah, basically he's like, Jon, show me what you got. Jon fights, murks everybody. Everybody yields. Gren's like, yield, like I'm cool, you know. And Thorne's like, go clean the armory, bastard. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm so tired of you and your fucking honor and noble. Even though he doesn't say all that, but you can just see it in his eyes that he just hates Jon. He's, you know. So, then Sam's like, smooth moves there, bro. Jon's like, what are you talking about? You need to get it together. Why did you defend yourself? He's like, I don't know, I just can't. I don't really know. I'm a coward. My father said it all my life. And they're like, nigga, war is nowhere for a coward. So you need to figure that out.
You're in the wrong place.
Yeah. And so he's like, well, anyway, I just wanted to say thank you. And Sam's like, okay. Jon's like, all right, cool, whatever. And then the other dudes, Pip and Gren, are like, we can't really hang out with him because then everybody's going to think we're a coward because that's just contagious. So,
Real talk.
I ain't trying to catch that coward beat.
Interesting logic. So it was nice. It was a cute, kind of scene. It was fun to be introduced to Sam again, and to see how he was introduced to everyone. Because some of my earliest memories of Sam is him, like, actually standing up and, like, overcoming his cowardness and, like, having to do something because he was, like, the only person there, or, seeing that something was, like, truly wrong and he just had to do something about it. So I forgot how much of a coward he was because I, kind of moved on to see.
You were on some revisionist history. That's very cute. I think this episode here, this episode here is an excellent example as to why I had such a disdain for Sam. And I'm sitting here, we're watching it, and I'm hearing you guys, oh, it was so cute, and they were spanking him with the sword. No, there's no room for this crap. None. Get him out of here. I was so annoyed. You know,
You gotta grow up. Man. You were so upset at this kid. It was him and Sansa. And like Anne look, I'm here in Philadelphia watching the show, and I can hear Anne groaning anytime Sansa would come to the screen. Like
from Derby, right to West Philly.
Yes, and when Sam would come on, he'd be like, "This guy." And anytime Sam would do something, I feel so bad because as soon as we talked about the episode that Monday, Ham was gonna start. Remember, we didn't have format back then, so Ham started writing. Let me tell y'all about Sam. He would come on. That would be the first thing we talked about.
So mad.
Whatever Sam did.
I don't want to hear about it's okay that he did it either.
Yeah,
right.
Before
because you guys wanted to give him trophies for things that he did not
Wait till we get to the part. Wait till we get to him killing the White Walker.
Oh, there we go.
Had a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
Wait,
he did.
Trust me.
He had a ball.
I'm preparing myself. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to get a massage that day. I'm prepared. I'm preparing myself. I'm going to get a massage, do some yoga. Because I'm going to burst. I'm going to burst the blood vessel. You guys are going to be trying to give him, second grade graduation.
But I think that's the glory. That's the glory of this rewatch. Like y'all remember the immediate disdain, and we didn't even know it then because we were just learning. But the immediate disdain we had for Joffrey when we learned he was a dick from his first line in the show. We learned that Theon is a fuck boy from the gate. You know what I'm saying? Like show, it just shows it was really good. And so when we see these things again, and we've come so far with these characters, it takes you right back. Like I hate Cersei again. I don't look up to her like I do now. But I hate. But it's a testament to the quality of the show, though, and why we love the show so much because it really goes with these characters. It's all about characters.
Yeah, this is your guy's boy now. If I give him back to you,
tell him why you mad, son.
It's y'all's boy. It's y'all's boy. He always show up late to the party with no nothing. No cups, no paper, nothing. He just won't show up.
Your man.
That's your man. He cracked dumb jokes. He always knocks stuff over. That's your man. Get him.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
Mad or?
No, I'm not.
Okay. You mad? Okay, I have one question.
We'll get some ice water. All right, yeah.
Did you have an issue at all with Jon for being his Captain Sam?
No, because that fell under who Jon was. That fell under Jon's character.
Okay.
For him to look out for the little guy. It was just like, while Jon's looking out for you, why you got to continue to be so sniveling though? Like, just stand up a little bit. Use your own feet. For God's sake, Samuel. Damn it! Now,
Samuel.
Do I think his father was entirely too harsh with him? Definitely. You don't. Come on. Sam is gonna die. You don't send him to the wall. Could have sent him anywhere. You could have just disowned him and been like, you know what?
No, remember he was trying to. That was the point. Yeah, he was trying to hedge his bets. You know what I mean?
He was trying to what?
Definitely. He was trying to hedge them bets. Remember, he threatened his son.
We haven't gotten there. We haven't gotten there.
Oh yeah, we didn't get there.
Sorry. Yes, you're right. Good. Okay, good.
But I'll put it to you like this: I never hated Sam as much as his dad did. So I don't know.
That's a pretty high ceiling. The Tarly, the master, Lord Tarly. He's the hardest character. Is he not the hardest? Maybe even more than the Mountain.
He is.
The Mountain's just the hardest. He's not the hardest character in the show.
He is the hardest
whipping
character.
our own people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at least the Mountain doesn't have his own mind and directive now.
Yeah.
Like Lord Tarly, under complete control of himself. Let's just whip these guys, and they'll move faster. That always works for me.
Wait, remember, all of us are like, wait a minute, he's talking about his guys? Like he went to whack.
Like, that shit did not compute.
Did I lose? Did something got lost in the accent? Was it the accent? No, he means.
Did you pick up some other guys at some point? What are we talking about?
I really thought he was talking about the farmers the whole time.
Right.
I didn't know he changed. I thought he was talking about the farmers. Oh my God.
Terrible. Mm-hmm. All right, so
what was the question?
I'm off, Sam.
The original question, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, the original question
about John
was,
being
did I feel some type of way about John saving Sam?
Right.
Nah,
Right.
I'm all right with that. John saved everybody. Saves everyone he can.
True. He tries. Or Dodge trying. Game of Thrones. All right.
Terrible.
All right.
Okay.
Where are we?
All right. So now we're So we're back with Dany and her merry band of brown people, and they're going back to the city of the Horse Lord. Right? They come through this archway, right? And immediately, before he even started saying his line, Viserys was upset. What is this? What is this pile of dirt and he's right? That's what we're going the wrong way. We're marching the wrong way with my army. Why are we coming to this mound of dirt and grass and horses? Right? So Dany tries. He is awful. Now you want to talk about somebody that's horrible.
There are so many horrible people at this point in the show.
Right?
Yeah.
Like almost everybody's an awful person.
We just assume that's how it is. We watched these other period pieces, 300. We've seen the despicable people, so I'm just thinking, okay. And Dany checks them. These are my people. Now, I remember when I first saw this, I was like, you're getting kind of excited there, youngin. Now, she's getting piped every night. That changes your life perspective.
And she's pregnant. and she's pregnant now.
Yeah.
Yes. But she's so gung-ho. These are my people now. But and it's funny when I watch it now, she's like, these are my people. And I'm like, you are almost invisible. You so damn white. Like, it's so funny to me how she just, but I mean, it's her husband. She dies in the head first. And
right.
The irony of it is Viserys was pushing her to be good to him and all of this stuff, but that's not working on his favor. So that's the irony right there.
Right. You would think he would learn to be a little bit more respectful. He did just get choked out last episode.
Man,
all crazy.
By a fucking witch.
All crazy.
But that don't even mean nothing. Like, nobody even flinches when he's like, my army. He sounds like a vulture, right? And it's
nothing.
Like nobody even cares what he's talking about, what he's doing, where he's going. Like, if he just went left and just started walking off, you think anybody be like, oh, where's your brother? I don't know. Nobody cares about this dude.
Yeah, and, where's he giving his army?
Yeah. Now, did any of y'all think that it was going to come to fruition that he would have the army and all that stuff, or did y'all start seeing the writing on the wall that he's not long for this world? I mean,
never thought he was going to be around that long.
Even if I didn't know how, I know I wanted him to die. So
I just knew he couldn't be around that long.
Yeah,
I definitely
with the way he was carrying on and acting.
I mean, he's the most disrespectful that you can be. And
at this point in the show, though, no, continue. Sorry, I got a point, but I'll finish when you finish.
Just that he's so arrogant and he's such an asshole about everything. Absolutely everything. He thinks everyone's beneath him. So you're not going to last that long when you are actually dependent on these same people to live right now.
But I felt
like
he
just wasn't catching that point.
Well, how much depth did we see in the show up to this point? All right. Well, this is my ultimate question. How much depth have we seen in the show thus far? Just the deserter, right, and his party. We didn't see anybody else killed.
No, we thought Bran was good for that, but he wasn't.
Right.
Just a deserter.
So right now, when I'm first watching the show, just because there's a couple of deaths here and there, I didn't think Viserys was going to die. I knew he was headed towards a confrontation of some sort, but I just wasn't thinking that death was something in the show just yet. I didn't know anything about it. And I thought, because I just assumed we see how horrible Robert is, we see how horrible so I just thought that was going to be him. I thought eventually he would, get the army. I didn't know how that was going to work. And I thought this is just how he's going to be. I really did. I thought this is how he's going to be. I didn't think that it was coming to a head. I did always get taken aback when I seen Dany standing up to him. So this time now, I was like, oh, you know what I mean? So I'm just reminding myself how I first took all the information in when I first watched it and how it's all processing now.
Well, one thing I'll definitely say is a little bit easier to recognize is George R. R. Martin's method. He gives us these characters, and it's almost like fattening a pig for slaughter. He keeps stacking on reasons why we want them to die. He just lets us desire their death even more and more and more and more. And then when they die, it is so fulfilling. Like, think about any other show that you've watched where you've been waiting. You have a list like Arya. You're waiting for people to die. It's not even a surprise. It's like, when did we go? Joffrey made it through another episode. God damn it. Like, that's what we were doing. We were literally waiting for people to die.
Yeah, we couldn't wait. We really couldn't.
It's beautiful. This is amazing. So, like, it was the same thing with the. It's like, come on, really? How long are you guys going to take this guy's lip? Come on. And then when he finally did, it was one of our shining moments for the show. Easily.
So
then
go ahead.
So after that, after he rides off, we got Jorah and Dany talking, and she's like, "So, what do you think? What do you think? If he gets the army, do you think he can go over there and really take it out? Can he really? Can he really win?"
She's talking to him like that too, with that. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Like, what are the odds? What's the over and under on my brother going over there and pulling this through? So then Jorah's like, well, you got to understand, the horses haven't crossed water, and, no one thinks they'll make it over there. She's like, that. If they actually make it over there, if we're first and goal, what are the chances? And he's like, well, Robert is foolish enough to meet the Dothraki on the field. But the people advising him are not. And then that leads into, Ned Stark. So it's funny that we're seeing how much Jorah knows. Although he's out there, he's fully aware that Ned is now the hand to the king. And he knows who all the advisors are. It's funny that he's revealing that in conversation without saying, oh, I'm a spy.
But also in this conversation, didn't it come up that because I thought this was very interesting as part of Viserys painting this picture for Daenerys. Didn't she say that Viserys says they're weaving tapestries, waiting for his return?
Yes.
And we watching the show, so we bounce back to King's Landing, and we've been with Air and all that. And we know that's not even close to the truth. Like nobody's even concerned with them. Again, we know they call him the usurper, but not many the people in Westeros don't. So it's just the picture he was painting for Dany. All these years. How many years we talking? 9 years? 10 years?
Right.
They've been on 15 years. 15 years they've been in hiding. That's how long the rebellion is. Robert's rebellion. So. I just thought that was. I was like weaving tapestry. Who all that?
He's staring off to his personal studio audience, and they sing songs of my return.
Right.
How about no, my guy? None of that is happening. You're tripping hard. So he mentioned his relationship with Ned. How Ned basically wanted to take his head off for slave trading. So she was like, well, what's up with that? Well, I had a wife. She liked expensive
wife.
things.
Yeah, an expensive wife.
Like expensive things. She's like, well, where's your wife now? She's another man. Can we talk about something else? Can we just, well,
with another
where's
man
your wife?
Husband.
Why don't we talk about why is it my love life all the time? Let's talk about what's up with your personal business. Right. But we you know, so this is the first time that we find out why Jorah is exiled, right? This is it. This is him giving us this. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So then we cut to Viserys getting the bath with the young handmaiden.
A candlelight bath.
Oh, he looks so slimy. God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. Y'all know me. I'm all about these wigs and this hair, and his hair was also never on point for me.
So bad.
And so here you get like a dead-on profile of
the
just how bad it is. So yeah, they're in the bathtub. What'd you say?
I was just going to say that should have been our indicator that he would die because they did not invest in his wig in any way, shape, form, or fashion. That should have been our key.
By this episode, Cersei had a better wig.
Yes,
so,
already.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
So yeah, they're in the tub, and I do have a couple logistical questions, guys. I mean, Morgs, maybe you know the answer to, so this is for everybody. Is it possible to get an erection in a hot bathtub?
The answer is no.
Okay.
Wait, in a hot all right, I will say I think it's possible, but the presence of water is throwing the presence of water is throwing everything off. So
right.
Put it like that.
Right. Okay. So she's getting all turned on. She's asking him about dragons and when was the last dragon and dragon blood and she said like that you're the last dragon and you have the blood of a dragon, and he's like, nah, probably. And, he talks about how the dragons built the civilization and all these things, and then he throw in a little, but they keep the Iron Throne warm for me, so, I'll be over there in a second. But anyway, so then she's like, oh, I love dragons. Oh, my God, they can fly. I'm like, woohoo, bitch, like, yeah, they can fly.
They can fly.
Right, like, as opposed to...
God.
Then she pours like candle wax on him, which was also weird. I'm sure there's a place.
Well, then he kind of then wasn't it like a thinly veiled threat with the candle when he brought it close to her? That's what I thought at first even when I watched it the second time. I was like, why has he got this candle so close to her? Is he gonna burn her or something?
Because he's a lunatic.
I feel like she was getting excited at that time. I can't. Yeah. I don't know.
Nobody saw the immediate kink from that. Like, you guys thought, you thought fear, Castro?
When he grabbed it and he was threatening, because he was talking his old dragon talk, and he grabbed it. And I was like, what are you doing? Then when she flipped the conversation and they were like, I guess grinding or having sex, something, and then she grabbed it. Then I left in my heightened fear of is she gonna burn her or something, because it just seemed like this conversation was going downhill. The way I was.
Well, not at that point. At that point, to me, the conversation still seemed good because he was in the highest light, and But then he plays her. He definitely played her and was like, what do you know? You ain't seen no dragons. You don't know nothing about nothing. And she's like dropping bombs, which we should have known. We maybe shouldn't have known, but bombs. Hindsight 2020. She's like, I've seen a man with dragon glass. I've seen a man who can change faces. I've seen silk sails. Men wearing the weight of gold. And I was like,
that's everybody. Is that like a list of everybody? Is that like running through some of the main players we're about to see later?
Everybody that matters. Everything that matters.
Yeah.
You mentioned it.
What's the weight in gold?
That could be that boy Zox's Zoran,
that
big
pirate,
black
right?
dude.
Yeah,
the two people. It could be that Zogza at Quarth. It could be him, or it could be Salador Sand or whatever. Anybody that fits that trope. I think she was just mainly saying like these are the people you're going to be, these are the chess pieces out there. So they could fit a couple of people. Yeah.
Right. So, yeah, she goes through that. Then I feel like after that he starts talking about the games he used to play, naming the dragons. And, I'm just going to tell y'all, I have never seen a white man pronounce such complicated names so immaculately because he was naming them damn dragons. I was like, go ahead. And then I guess she asked about the skulls, and he was like, I don't know where the skulls went. They probably scattered in the wind. Why you trying to make me sad, bitch? You trying to make me sad? You think that's why I brought you here, to make me sad? I was like, whoa, there, buddy. You are going through it.
Downhill real quick.
Yeah. And she was like, nah, you brought me here to help my sister what? Please, Drogo. Oh, so you think I put you here to please that nigga. Bitch. That's my soft penis.
Hop on my soft penis.
Oh my God.
You didn't want to wake this dragon. The dragon is yours.
Oh God. It was so weird when he started pouting after that, and then they just kind of sat there looking at each other, and he's like, "Well, do your job,
on.
Like,
get on with it.
We're gone. Get on with it.
Yeah, you're into it. Okay."
Yeah.
That was weird.
But wait, we're talking about a call girl, for lack of a better term. Aren't they supposed to have conversation with you? Like, I feel like, isn't that part of the deal? Like, why was he so annoyed that they were?
I feel like that was another example of just how, like, off the wig he is. You know what I mean? He just, like those extremely, like, overly sensitive people who've, like, just thinks everybody's trying to do them wrong and, like, no one is, like, he's not pleased with anybody. I haven't seen him pleased with anybody. I've been looking for a moment where he's, like, for real happy. And it's like, this food is great.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah. Well, this was the closest. But this was the closest. The way he was remembering the dragons and how he used to name them.
Yeah.
Probably seemed like he was happy. And he snapped himself back from that when he said, "What did I hire you for?" You see what I'm saying? So I guess that was a moment of weakness in his mind, and then he had to snap himself back from that.
Yeah. It's also those times when people ask you a question that you don't know the answer to, and you just straight up get mad. Like, well, what happened to the skulls? Like, bitch, I don't know what happened to the skulls. Like, I should know, but I don't, and now I'm mad.
Right.
It's like that kind of shit.
I wasn't there.
Why you asking stupid questions?
Right. I wasn't there. You stupid.
Do it look like I was there? Like, yeah, he was
Exactly. So yeah, that happened, and then it's what happens out? It's like Sansa. Yeah. Oh, Sansa gets her history lesson in the throne room. Oh my God.
So annoying that girl is.
So now I will need somebody to refresh what the history lesson entails, because this whole scene, it's like I'm watching them, I'm hearing them talk, but all I kept thinking was, this is why we fucking hate you. And like everything, it's like she's opening her mouth. I don't even care what she's saying. It's like, wah. I hate you. Like, just everything she's saying, doing, she's so pouty, she's all tight.
Yeah.
Ooh,
the direction.
Well, you're going to have boys.
The direction.
What if I don't have boys? What if I have girls? Or step to the right. What if I don't want to go right? I'm going left. Like, it's just like, shut up. Like, oh my God, I really didn't like her talking. I didn't like her doing anything back then. She was...
the direction, honestly, for her scene was Oscar-worthy, whoever directed her. Like, dude, they really...
Be a brat.
I don't know what they told her. Like, be the biggest brat you've ever imagined you could possibly be. It is, like you said, it didn't matter what she was saying. Just her on screen, your whole mood changes. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
It was so
you know what it's like? It's like being in the supermarket It's like being in the supermarket and hearing that kid 5 aisles over acting the fuck up. And then finally, you see the kid. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the kid looks like. By the time you get to that kid, you're ready to kick him. It's like, this
and
you.
Also,
the
kid is going to get in line behind you too. So you might be hours away from the kid, and then you're going to have to deal with this kid in close proximity. And I'm like, oh my God, I gotta watch her on this show. Like on more episodes, there's gonna be more episodes with Sansa talking. And that's how she's gonna be. Oh man, I was ready to jump ship. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I love the show, but I was ready to jump ship. I was really irritated with her. I would see that red hair. All right, so what was the history lesson exactly? What was stuff that you know talking about? And then
she was saying. Well, Sansa cut her off because Unella, is that how you say her name? Unella?
Yeah.
Was talking about like, oh, it'll be fine, girl. Like you'll probably have some girls, and she's like, no, like for real. Like what if I don't? What if I don't? And then she's like trying to reassure Sansa over and over, and she's like, my grandfather and uncle were killed here, right? Is that the history lesson you're talking about? Or
but then also wasn't there a point where she kind of starts walking off and Unella stops her and asks her history questions? That's
yeah. Right. I didn't catch all that, but it was just. Go ahead.
When they first walked in the room, Unella was talking about how Robert got to the throne, like. You know, it was the very tail end of it, and it was just like, and now, King Breath, whatever. And they were talking about the actual throne, and then Sansa goes into her little Type A panic attack and does all of that bullshit. So, and then she brings up that her grandfather and
but there is something else that happened between that, because Unella was definitely like trying to calm Sansa down, but she did it by asking her questions. Who was the first person to such and such? Who was she gave her like a pop quiz, and she answered the questions, and then she cut that off. Sansa cut that off and was like, my grandfather and uncle got killed here, right?
Right.
You got it.
So one thing I wanted to bring up about Sansa and her like real Type A, bratty kind of personality at that particular moment, not in general, because she is definitely a brat, but the way she was panicking over not having the right gender of child for Joffrey makes me think about, like, her fear of Joffrey, because she's definitely like, no, but for real, like, some people only have girls, like, then what'll happen? And she's like, oh, well, then Joffrey's little brother will be the next heir. And she's like, oh, shit, he's going to be pissed. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like hinting.
She's very concerned with people hating her.
Right.
Well, I think also wasn't there, she seems like she's acting her age, if she's 13, 14, because now she's starting to think everything will go wrong. So even if we get married, I'll only have girls. Or, even if if I buy him a sword, it'll break. Our wedding will be this, because it's like, oh, woe is me. Because remember, she daydreamed it being so perfect. So now it's gonna be exact opposite. Everything's gonna go wrong.
Right.
And the dream is shattered. Like, I don't think it's just Joffrey. I think that whole daydream of hers and this lifelong want to go up to court has been shattered from how they got up there. And remember, Ned didn't even have the convo he had with Arya with her about, I brought you to a dangerous place. I always think that's a key quote. Like, it keeps coming back to mind when I think of the Starks in King's Landing at this point. And so she's, but again, she's just being bratty. I mean, supremely bratty. And again, what you just said more, that about everybody not liking her, that seemed to start being like echoing as a main point. Even I don't know where all right, when she looks at Joffrey, isn't there a point in this episode she looks at Joffrey and smiles and he just like scoffs at her and she turns around? Where is that at? Oh, that's later on. That's at the later on in the story.
No, it's definitely later on.
But wait, so sorry, y'all. But my point is, where is she getting this? Is she just being a young girl, just a little heartbroken about he hates me? You know what I mean? Like, he wasn't acting out help me out, y'all. Y'all get what I'm asking?
Yeah. I think it's a mixture. So I think that, yes, her dreams are crushed. And everything, like, what she yelled at Arya and him when they had that issue was, you guys are spoiling it. Like, she's being a victim in a lot of ways right now, and some may be legit because Joffrey is fucking a lunatic. So, but anyway, she is assuming now that her life will just be terrible. Everything's been ruined. It's just going to suck. Plus the fact that she thinks that Joffrey hates her. From going to court, doing it the way that happened, she thinks he hates her. She said that in that last episode, right?
Yeah.
She's still dealing with the fact that Lady's dead. Like, there's a lot of shit going on with her.
I was going to bring that up. Because didn't you never say something about you don't hate your father? Or she said, I'll never talk to him. She did say, I'll never speak to him again or something like that. And Unella said, you will get over this. You know, and because, all right, so I'm sorry, Morgan, I didn't mean to cut off you.
No, we're done.
Okay. So the thing of Ned saying, I brought you to a dangerous place, and explaining to Arya how Sansa couldn't go against the prince right there in front of the queen and the king, and how Arya never gets this, and Ned has to keep re-explaining. There's a certain decorum and coof you have to have. You have to act like Varys or Littlefinger and act proper and hold up appearances, because the wrong thing said in these walls will get your head cut off. And not just because the Lannisters are our eternal enemies. Like, if you call out the king in King's Landing, he has to make an example of you, no matter who you are, whose kid you are, whatever. Like, look at the butcher's boy. That example had to be made. They couldn't let him run off. So I keep seeing this theme, and even through Sansa and how she's been acting, that you got to keep up appearances. And I think we started seeing early, to be honest, the chinks in the Stark's armor. Like, we didn't know that this wasn't going to end well with them, but it was like little things. Just they didn't belong up there. I'm not down there. They didn't really belong there. It was like an emergency situation, Aaron dying, and now they're there in an unfamiliar place. Like y'all said, they're sheltered. Let's just be real. They're all the way up north. They're not coming down south like that. You know, when the king came, what did they say? They hadn't seen each other in 9 years?
9 years, yeah.
You know, I mean, they probably communicated with ravens and stuff, but so that means that means the king hasn't come up all the way up north, and that means Ned, you know, they have to deal with north things. Remember, he's warden in the north, right? At this point.
Right.
As well, right?
Right.
So, just goes to show, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, they've never been surrounded by so many people, so many unscrupulous people with their own separate motivations. They've been home with family this whole time. Right. And even in the north, there's a level of honor and respect between the houses. Down at King's Landing, it's like being in, it's like, come on, man. It's like being on the strip. They don't know who was coming for what. They just, you know. Yeah.
Great
Watch
point.
Your back. Good point. Watch your back. Okay, so now we move on to zip up. No, we're still in King's Landing, and we're in the presence of the small council, and they're all meeting. I think they mentioned the tournament, but they're talking about matters. Ned's calling them shots, and then they all dismiss. Did anybody see that? Did it seem like weird? I thought I saw a look on Ned's face when everybody dismissed. Oh, well, first let's talk about Janos Slynt, his bitch ass. So he comes in there, and he needs more men because King's Landing is filling up for this tournament. And he's like, the city watch, quote unquote, can't really handle the volume of people. So he wanted 100 men. I think they ended up settling on giving him 50 more men. And help me out. Did Janos say something more like he wanted like 50 soldiers, not just necessarily peasants with swords?
Yeah.
Did he allude to that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's that problem. Something that Joffrey said about creating this royal army. That some people in these armies are just regular old folks being forced to fight. Just something to think about. And so as everybody rolls out, main bitch ass Pycelle stays behind and talks about Jon Arryn. Right?
Well, but
so,
Ned asked him to stay behind. Right?
No, but y'all didn't notice there is no way for him not to stay behind because he's walking with that stupid ass shuffle. So he's gonna be the last one anyway. I might as well ask your ass something. It's gonna take you fucking forever to walk across this table. And he's shuffling around. He's shuffling around and shit, right? Charlatan. I knew it from day one, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Now, when I go into a show and I know nothing. But I knew one thing. That was a motherfucking bitch. And I knew that from the day I saw his ass. So he's asking about Jon Arryn, and he's like, by the time I got to him, there's nothing I can do. It raged through him. I just tried to, whatever. Ned ain't trying to hear that shit. Ned was like, man, you ain't even try to see what was good. So they go back to Pycelle's room because Pycelle revealed to him that Jon Arryn was interested in a book. And again, Pycelle is just like, he's lazy with it. He's like, I couldn't do much to save him. Oh, you ain't gonna be interested in this book. Like, it's just a book. It's what did he say? A monotonous tome. Like, like a boring read. I think he thought it's not an exciting book. It's not like
no car chase.
It's not Iceberg Slim. Yeah, there's no Iceberg Slim here. It's just a big ass book with names in it. So they go back to his quarters or whatever. His laboratory or room or office or whatever he has. And they pull out the book, and he starts reading the book, and we all realize that this is like a lineage book. So it's like the houses and who was born of who, and when they might have died, and if they were a junior,
their hair color,
so lineage, hair color and eye color, right? And talked about their name day. So Jon didn't know. He kept asking, Pycelle questions. Pycelle actually really doesn't know shit. And so I realized that Pycelle's not like keeping a secret. He doesn't know anything. Sir. And then he comes off as feeble and old. And so, didn't Ned give him a dig when he, because Pycelle's always throwing people under the bus. So he started talking about Viserys. Viserys
that's what he said. When they
asked him, he said, how did he get
poison? And he was like, poison is the weapon of women and eunuchs or something like that.
Eunuch.
And then he's like, who's a eunuch? It's like, everyone knows who's a eunuch, Pycelle. Great, yeah.
But then he twisted it. Didn't Ned twist it on him? And he said, this is where Ned twisted, y'all. This is my good point. So Viserys throwing shade, he's wondering how, Pycelle's throwing shade, he's wondering how Viserys can make it onto the council. But then Ned threw shade at him like, Pycelle said he counseled Jon Arryn the day before he died. So I'm guessing the day before he got sick, and then he died pretty quickly. Let's just say that. And then Ned goes, "What was he talking to you for?" Like, what are you talking? What were y'all talking about? Like, what? And he's like, it would have made perfect. Like, if he didn't know. He looked around the room like, ain't shit up in here. Like, what are you talking to you for? And he's like, I have been Grand Maester for blah 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 blah. I want to.
He hit him with the "I'll have you know."
Right.
Very credible.
Totally.
Everybody talks to me.
But wait, did he also hit him with because Ned has been. If you watch again, Ned comes with a little sly, little slick, like he said, used to serve another king. Last time we met, remember when he went back to the council, he was mentioning to people like,
he said that
we met
when they first met,
last time we met, you were serving another king. I think he said it to Pycelle or whatever. Ned always is like, yo, man, I'm gonna check you. All right, so get also on the council meeting, didn't y'all notice that Renly said, hey, if you can't do this city watch, we can find somebody that can. Y'all didn't.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that I caught that.
Yeah, he was like threatening his job, and this is we don't talk about seeds. This is the Janos Flint seed, because he becomes disgruntled and he gets into it with Tyrion. He sends him up to the wall. Anyway, so moving forward, Ned brings up the poison, and Pycelle is dismissive immediately. You know, he's like, oh, you know, and he brings up the eunuch and the woman's thing or something like that. And asked him what his last words. What did he say? And Pycelle said, the seed is strong. We're going to find out what that means really soon. But Pycelle again tries to be dismissive with that. Oh, the mind of the dying. It could be anything. He could have said what's that quote? The pig and the wolf, and it comes back from the sheep.
Yeah.
So, he's just saying, he could have said that pretty much. And Ned leaves his bitch ass in his bitch ass room with his bitch ass experiment and walks out. And then we go to and he starts heading back to his chamber, and he finds, not curiously enough, but he finds his youngest daughter standing on one toe.
So Arya's practicing her balancing, her water dance, if you will. And Ned's like, hey, what you got going on? She's like, well, Syrio says. Syrio says, and that becomes her mantra. And that I love that. And I think that the expressions that we get from Ned when he's looking at Arya and how he beams with pride for the most part. He definitely has those worry moments, but like in this particular scene that he's beaming with pride, he did the right thing. He was like, look, she's flourishing. This is so great. So Arya asks if Bran is going to come, and Ned has to let her know, well, he's got to get his strength first, and he is going to be a lord, and he's going to have to learn how to do all of that stuff. And she's like, sounds awful. And he's like, well, you'll marry a lord, and you'll rule his castle. And she hits us with that infamous line, that's not me.
That's not me.
That's not me.
Not me.
Not me,
and immediately starts going back to balancing. Like,
they
didn't even have that time left.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we shut that down, Dad. Nope.
We're done with that one. That is not me.
And on to the next.
To me, he was so disconnected. It was very much like when someone's like, Dad, I'm gay. Like, and now I'm going to keep going back to what I was doing. Like, you don't even realize what's happening here. Like, that I'm just not that vision that you have of me at all. Like, that's cool, because I'm just going to go back to what I was doing and let you just sit with that for a second.
Well, I think that was his last ditch attempt at wishful thinking. Like when he went down the line of telling her his proposed future for him. By hooking up with Syrio, he knows that's not his daughter. Remember, I said this last episode. He's been trying to steer her away from this since she's probably even younger than this. And it's not going to happen. So he's giving it a bit, but he still wants to have those daydreams. Well, I mean, when he wants his daughters to be safe. And what's the safest thing he can envision for Arya? To be married to a lord, to live in a castle, and be safe behind the walls, not out fighting like Bran of Tarth. You know what I'm saying? That's not what he wants to daydream about. You got to think these people, like, a lot of these families are fractured. Ain't there death with all the families already? I mean, with him and his father and his brother, and stuff like that. And I just think death is very prominent. And I think he was actively trying to reduce the odds of Arya's warrior tendencies leading her to her early death. That's at least what I think.
Yeah.
Solid. So then we get back to the wall. And this is where we find out why Sam is who Sam is right now. And this is the moment that Ambush was supposed to cut him a little bit of slack. Never happened. So John's basically like, dude, why are you here? You're an admitted coward. You have absolutely no business being here, and you know it. Why are you here? And his story is fucking heartbreaking. On my 18th name day, my dad was like, you ain't shit. You ain't never going to be shit. We already know this about you. We're not going to try and invest any more in you. You need to get the fuck out. You're not worthy of my name, my land, or carrying it on. Sam, that is the worst denouncement ever. You can't even have my name anymore? Oh, Jesus.
By the way, you see that horse back there? Yeah. Say that to your son. You see that horse back there? Yeah, you get on that horse. Get on there.
Hop on it. So he tells them, you take the black, denounce everything that you have a claim to now, or we'll hunt you down and kill you. I mean, like, he had no choice.
That was drawn.
Yeah, he said that horse will throw you. It won't be genuine. You won't ride that pony. You'll die.
Right. You'll die.
And also, he was alluding to if you get hurt,
how I will explain it to your mom. That's
if you go out with us and you get hurt out there, we're not helping you. We're not bringing you back home. That was also the thinly veiled thing. Like, we'll just go out on a little hunting mission, and you won't come back. So make up your mind, fat boy.
Right.
Man.
So to answer everybody's question that we were all having on why the fuck is Sam the coward there, because he has absolutely no choice.
You think?
Like his father wasn't cultivating his skills. Like his one son.
Oh.
Because you know why? Because it was a lineage thing. Because Sam was the oldest, he didn't need Sam to be the smarter, scholarly one. He needed that younger son to be that way. He needed Sam to be, to be able to be entrusted. I think the boy, Lord Tarley, was keeping himself alive. He looked like he was dying. He was never going to die as long as Sam had an inkling of taking, inheriting all that. I'll never die, Samuel. I will fight it to the death. I will fight death to the death before I give you this land here and your mom knows too.
I'll kill you first.
For real. I'll kill you first. Think about it. His father thinks the worst case scenario for the family. Sam is smart as shit. You don't think he can't triple their value, work on trade, come up with ingenious ideas for their castle to look gorgeous? Maybe he revolutionizes something with crops or whatever. None of that is tapped into or seen as valuable. He always had his face in a book. We come to find out later his father.
That's how short-sighted his father was.
Yeah. Yeah.
He wasn't even thinking of those people. He wasn't thinking of the family. He was thinking of what that shit looked like, and I want somebody who's going to look like a king, who can fight like a king. Basically, he fat-shamed the fuck out of Sam, and he wasn't ever going to be hot. So you can't. But he had a son named Dickon.
That's okay, right?
R.I.P. Dickon. But yeah, I mean, there's so much there in that relationship. Like that, he never had faith in Sam to be good at anything. So I think that the things Sam was good at didn't fucking matter at all because he didn't give a shit about Sam at all.
Yeah.
Very short-sighted.
I'd like to mention again, I did not hate Sam as much as his father. That's
just saving grace. That's just and we don't even get the full length and breadth of that, until we hear the story, but we don't meet Mr. Tarley till like 4 more seasons for your defense to work. So right now you're flying solo, buddy.
You're flying solo.
Right now you're fighting a story. You actually in real life were seething mad at this jolly old guy, the me and more.
Which brings me to my question, Ambush, in this particular thing. When you saw this and heard the explanation of his father and just how horrible Sam's life was, nothing changed for you?
That would be
nothing changed.
It made sense. It made sense. It made sense why he was at the wall. I understand why you're there. I kind of understood why his dad was. No, I won't say I kind of. I understood why his dad was disappointed. I completely understood it. I just didn't agree with, the judgment, the verdict
punishment?
The punishment.
Yeah.
But I understood the level of disappointment. I mean, dude,
you understood the level of disappointment already.
But not the punishment. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, mind y'all, again, we're talking with house money. We know about Lord Tully now.
But before out of any of the characters we've been introduced to so far, at this point, he's proven to be the absolute most useless in a world where you have extremely conniving people, you have extremely violent people. It's just like, why? Why are you giving me this guy? Come on.
All I'm trying to say is this is the episode that we met Sam, right? This is the first moment we meet him. So in an episode is all I'm trying to understand. In the very first half of an episode, you were able to grab hold of a hatred so hard that you lose all empathy in your entire body in half an epised.
In all fairness,
because
I did the exact
show
same
was
thing.
doing it for him.
Yeah. But in all fairness, I did the exact same thing with Benjamin in the opposite, polar opposites though.
Yeah, he did like the little amount. But also the show was doing
you all
job
balanced, apparently.
But you say
remember every time I said, Morg, you remember when the show would do the job for him because he would always say, "See, I told you." Sam would do something stupid.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "See, I told you."
But all I'm trying to get across here is that all of this happened within one. We're still in the same episode where we met Sam, and Am hates him so much already that it carries so that every next episode is see, that's why you ain't shit. See, you. But this particular thing means absolutely nothing to you. That's wild that you understand his father's disappointment already and stick with it.
Yeah,
I'm playing advocate. He was very sniveling. The sniveling and the not even swinging the sword once.
Yes. Admitted coward. Yes.
But
also been told he was a coward his entire life. Like,
we were rooting for him, Morg, and Ann was not. I remember clearly. Yeah. We were always rooting for Sam. We would give him stupid props on little tiny itty bitty because we was waiting for the growth. We were waiting for the glow up.
The growth was happening.
They set him up.
We could see the growth.
We could see the growth. Another like Castro said, the world kind of did it for me. Yes. Seeing a character like Sam really made me wonder, like, how'd you make it to this age? How'd you make it to the age that you are? Like, how are you even still in existence in this world? Like, I need you out of here. You don't make sense to me. How'd you not fall on someone's sword and bleed out back home? How did you fall down the steps? And, just like, what are you doing? And, I mean, honestly, we see what he turns into. Astute young man who is a credit to his family. And, where would we be without Sam in the future? But at this point, I'm just like, get out of my face, why don't you? Oh, I was so upset. I'm better now.
Okay. Likely shouldn't have asked the question. That was my bad.
Oh my gosh.
So we get to a little Peter and Ned bump into each other.
Do they bump into each other or
like doesn't Peter come in like creepily behind him or something like that? Is that
like, I've been waiting for you, like I knew you were going to, somebody told me you was walking this way, and
and I ran over here.
Yeah.
I'm on Creepazoid. Yeah, he's scared. He sped walks to get there and act like he's just there. You Creepazoid 8000. He's the worst. Ugh.
He is the worst. And he has no hold, no cut cards, he's just like, I heard you're reading a boring book. And that is legit like, he's like, that nigga talk too much. Can't stand that nigga.
Can't stand him at all.
And he's like, yeah, you know what else? The homie, Sir Hugh, of the Vale? You heard of him? Yeah. He got knighted out of nowhere shortly after John Aaron died.
You heard of him?
That's like, for what? Like, why are you telling me this? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, because Kat, I told Kat I'd help you, and so here I am.
I'm helping.
Helping you.
This is me helping.
Look at me go.
Am I creeping you out enough now? Because I'm creeping out.
Yeah, right. Are you nervous?
Am I the only one that speaks out here? Huh?
You see that little kid there? He works for Varys. You see that little kid? That's the Queen's. You see that one? That's mine. You know, I got eyes out here. Then he like the ultimate Ned setup. He's like, do you have anyone that you trust? And Ned's like, yeah, I got a homeboy. He's like, the answer should have been no. I don't trust anyone. And Ned's like, whoa there, buddy. Like, all right.
You're a little extreme. You're a little extreme.
But I kind of
do.
Yeah, that was funny.
So he's like, yeah, send your peeps over to question Sir Hugh, and then go to the Steelmaker. And he's just like, what? Like, why? I'm busy. He's like, yeah, because John Aaron was visiting the Steelmaker, and he was talking to him over. You need to do that. And so Ned's like, maybe I had you wrong. Maybe I should like fuck with you. And he's like, yes, please. Please be my friend. Trust me. So
no,
he
says distrusting me is the wisest thing you've done so far.
Yeah.
But he's playing them on himself. He's playing, you know what I mean? He's playing them. He's trying to wind them up and get them in the webs and shit.
He definitely is. And he's just doing the most. So it's really interesting to see all that. So yeah, I mean, I'm like making light of it and joking and shit, but that is like for real when people are just doing the most. Like they just offer so much information. They pop up on you like to the point where you like, the fuck did you just drop down from like this? Like
how'd you get here?
Yeah.
Right. You
slide them over.
Why are you talking so much? Why are you giving me so much? Like, this is a lot. Like, I just,
and you
don't
take
know
note
what I
of
was
that
doing
person. You take note of that person's activity too. Like you take the information that you also notice that. Yeah, he's a little slate. And Ned never trusted him at all. He could say whatever he wants, and Catelyn could be like, "Oh, he's my brother," but nah, Ned never trusted this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
At all.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was it. And then after that, Ned listens to him, and I'll say that, take that lightly, but he does send jury over to talk to Sir Hugh.
Right. So we see Sir Hugh, and oh my God, like this dude is living in his knighthood, his newly achieved knighthood, bruh. Like fam, you're a squire. You're an all-day squire. Like you carry yourself like you knew. Get out of here. Get out of here.
New money.
Bro. Ew, new money.
New money.
He's like, I'm sorry, sir. Oh no, I'm not a sir. Oh, you're not? 'Cause I'm a knight. I'm not trying to talk to you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you, but no. I gave it the office. Could you just like get? I gotta get ready for this. Like, you're bugging. Like you're really
He's one of them people that everything he talks about is this new knighthood. Yeah, I had this great gruel last night. He's like, ever since I was a knight, I don't really eat gruel after 4:00.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What?
Like,
What? You were a squire last week. Like last week, you.
Yeah.
Like, you just got here.
He's gonna count on his steps very much.
He's bragging about having a new parking space, all of that dumb shit. Like, you just got here. Dude.
Vice principal.
Like, come on. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, I mean, no, he doesn't make it out of the episode, happily. But yeah, there wasn't really too much in that scene other to communicate to us that this guy was brand new to knighthood, and he, it means everything to him, and it should mean everything to everyone else that he comes across. But it doesn't. But it doesn't. But Ned sending jury to pull that information didn't work. So basically, he was like, "Listen, he wants information from me. He needs to come talk to me himself because I'm a knight and you're not. So I'm done. I'm gonna, finish practicing. And then that was that. And then Ned goes to the armorer, the blacksmith.
Yeah, he goes to the armorer, and as they're like pulling up, he's talking to Jury, and Jury's like, "Yo, Sir Hugh wouldn't talk directly to me. He said he'll talk to the king's hand, gladly, And Ned is like heated. He's like, these fucking new knights strut like roosters. They've never even seen an arrow.
Right. Like, you're a knight, but you're not like you've never been in no real fight.
Right. Exactly. And he's heated, and he's heated in that way too, where it's like annoyed by like the young bulls and these like new schoolers, but also like now I got another thing to do. Like I'm fucking busy, That should have been taken care of, and now I got some other shit to do. So anyway, they pull up, and Jury's like, "Yo, you shouldn't be in these streets, yo. You should not be seen here." And he's like, "I don't fucking care. I shouldn't do." And it's one of those things that really shows, it like highlights again the contrast between Ned and, the people in that space, because Ned is very much like, I don't have little people and minions that I send off to do my shit for me, like other than like my right hand, but like I don't have some secret person that's going to like wear a cape and come in here on my behalf and ask questions. Like I roll around and do what the fuck I need to and want to. And no one else there operates that way, Like, Baelish would have had his third person over there. Fucking, you know what I mean? Varys, all of them would have done some shit where the information would have come back to them. They would have never just gone there themselves. So, I felt like that was kind of highlighting that. And then Ned talks to the dude, to the armorer, and he's basically like, Jon Arryn was here. What was that about? And he's like, well, sadly, he wasn't a patron. He came to see the boy. And then we see his Gendry. So these are the moments, I'm like, I never forgot Gendry, and I wish that some of our earlier convos were recorded. I wish we were doing this, back in the day. Because I felt like I would bring up Gendry here and there, like, whatever happened to that dude? And I could not remember his name. But anyway, so this is our introduction to Gendry, and I never forgot Gendry from this moment, because I felt like when that happened, that was like, I thought he was going to play a bigger role throughout the series. So every time he disappeared, I'd be like, where'd he go?
I remember you'd bring him up, and I'd be like, who are you talking about? I don't remember. Like,
I mean, he pops up again, but definitely we thought he had bigger aspirations, Like
no, but after we'll bring him up, like when we would try to think of like different theories of what could possibly happen, or maybe this person might pop up.
Oh, at the end of every season. Well, at the end of every season.
Yeah, everyone's like, what about such and such? And I'm like, who are you talking about? What is what? Yeah. I totally forget about him.
Fucking Gendry. So so the armorer is like, show him your work, show him what you do. And Gendry is like,
he's trying to make a sale. He's trying to make some money. He's trying to make some paper. I ain't here to talk about no king this and color hair this and like, yo, where the money?
Yeah, and Gendry is like a fucking. He's like clearly a Baratheon because he's on his own mission.
Clearly,
he also reminds me of Dad a little bit too, because he's just so rebellious, like off the cuff, like. I made it for me, nigga.
And they cast him really good. He looks like Robert. He looks like Robert, like.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So he's like, I made it for myself, and he's like, okay, that's cool. Lord Arryn would come here and talk to you. What was that about? And he was like, oh, he just asked me questions and shit, and he's like what? And he just goes through. He's like, about my mom, how I'm getting treated, what work is like, and And Ned's like, so what about your mom? He's like, I don't know. She died when I was a kid. She used to sing to me. She had yellow hair. I was like, word, okay. And then that's the moment when he's like, your mom had yellow hair. And I feel like that's when it, like, really sunk into him. And he's like, look at me. And he's like, I know your daddy, but he don't say it. But
right. Yeah, right. Yeah. I know your
the seed is strong. The seed is strong.
So it's just like Castro said, like he looks like Robert. You know, you're looking at him, it sinks in, and then they like actually reinforce it with the reveal when Ned walks over to jury and he's like, yo,
right.
That is Baratheon's bastard kid. And I don't know how we didn't think he had bastard kids with all the fucking he's been doing. Like, that's insane.
Right.
And then he also tells the shopkeeper dude, like, yo, if that kid ever wants to, like, you know, hold a weapon instead of, like, making them or something like that. If he wants to fight, holler, bring him to me, and I'll take care of it. But that is definitely the early reveal that, like, reinforces that the seed is strong, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not just the reveal that there's this kid out, this bastard child out here. It's also the reinforcement that's like, oh, the seed is strong. If those were Robert's kids in the house, they would probably look like this kid. But they all fucking and Gendry said his mom had blonde hair too. And so it's also like, and you don't have a lick of blonde in you. You have all these, like, you know, sort of Moreno qualities about you. And, you know, Robert's seed would be strong if those kids in the castle were his kids, and so they're clearly not.
But wasn't the helmet, like, crazy dope?
It was.
I mean, I feel what you're saying. I feel all the strong seed talk, and I feel y'all, my G's. But that helmet,
you know, to me, it was also representative of a Baratheon. Even though it wasn't like a stag, it still had like antlers, you know, being a bull and all that shit. So
I think it was crazy. Because
he never really wears it. Does he wear it later? He wears it like
no, he doesn't wear it. But I started thinking about the Warhammer when I just saw him in there. I was like, yo, man, Gendry was that.
Oh,
dude.
I know what he does with it later. I know what he does with it. I ain't gonna say it, but I remember now.
Don't be messing up on that. Don't bring no.
That was really
What
terrible.
You know what he does with it. You watch like some YouTube joint. Like, what are you doing?
No,
How do you know what he does with
it? We spent half the episode stopping me from talking about football. Remember shut up, King Gray. Anyway, Castro, whatever my name is.
What just happened?
I had an argument with myself out loud. So
yes. Right.
So next up, Ned's guy, Jory, tries to take the papers to Robert. And I want everybody to notice this thing, because we'll get into it, but he's not successful. And do you notice that in Ned's investigation, he's not successful? Like, he goes and finds Gendry, but he doesn't put it to paper or anything like that. He tries to get this note to Robert. That doesn't work. Jory tries to do something early in the episode when he was trying to talk to the knight, Squire Knight. That didn't work. So this investigation is not going his way, but we think it is, because to us, we're viewers and we're finding out little tidbits and hints. So we're like, he's discovering stuff. But he's not really putting his foot down. And again, he's not separating himself with, you know, what ends up happening to him. The tables get flipped. He's not insulating himself either. And that's a foreshadowing of what Jory says. We don't need you out here. You need to have somebody else doing this. But he's out there making his hands dirty. So Jory walks up to Jamie with the note, and Jamie's distracted, clearly. Jamie's thinking about, so Jamie goes over to him. He leans and says,
what's he distracted by?
His king fucking more than 8 women at a time while he's married to his sister. And Jamie deliberately says, And Jamie deliberately says, he posted me out here so I can hear it. You know, like, you know, he's like, I want, you know, Kingslayer right there. And, you know, Robert definitely does post him out there while he's sleeping with 6 or 7 women at a time. The women start running out in different intervals and numbers. I don't know if they got their happy endings or, when he starts. I don't know. I don't want to say anything too disgusting, but he must do something to signify, well, I'm done with you. And they kind of run out. He's still in there giggling. So Jamie's so distracted when Jory asks him for a final time. Excuse me. They also talked about Jory reminds Jamie that we know each other. And Jamie's so arrogant. But Jamie's very distracted. I want everybody to keep remembering. He's very distracted. So he says, I don't know who the hell you are. What do you mean? And he says, we fought together. And then Jamie starts kind of remembering. But if you watch the scene, Jamie still don't remember. It's like one of those things like people start talking to you, like somebody run up to you in the street, oh, what's up, man? Oh, I ain't see you. Wow, it's good. How's the music going? You're like, oh, it's good, boy. You use all of these other pronouns and nicknames, and you don't know who the fuck you talking to. Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying, homie? You know what I'm saying, King? Peace. You're saying anything to not get a name because you don't know who you're talking to. So James is going along, but then they remember Thoros of Mir, which comes up like every 3 seasons of him in this flaming sword, rushing through the breach. And I saw a cartoon drawing of it, but I wish we could have a flashback seeing him. Cause we would see him take a big swig of his jug first and get drunk, and then do his Jackie Chan drunken monk shit, and just and run out with the flaming. I think to me, the scene probably just looks at him running through and swiping at a couple of people, and I think he just kept running. I don't think he ran into the fight. I think he just kept running. And
Terrible.
Everybody's memory is, remember when he went rushing through with the flaming sword? What if he just kept running and ran through?
He just kept going?
Yeah, with the sword, like running past everybody, right? That'd be perfect. Oh, rest in peace, Thoros. Rest in peace, Thoros. So they bond on that part. But then, again, Jamie's distracted and goes back into, the fact that Rob's in there filleting many women. So then Jorah asks him again a final time, can I leave this with you? Because it's funny, as they're talking, Jorah keeps saying this, can I, drop it? It's like you're in the office. I know I'm making all these comparisons, which I know how to do. Like in the office, well, I don't want to just, can you make sure such and such gets this? And the person is not going to give him the paper. You're going to have to come back again and ask if they gave it to him. And they go like, oh, yeah. And they'll do it right then. You could have done it yourself. But, so he's trying to leave these papers, and Jamie's having none of it. And he says, I don't follow Robert's orders or something. He snaps at him, and George just looks at him like, okay,
he got salty.
I'm gonna back away slowly. I didn't want no problems. Don't want no trouble. And Jory goes back off. And then we go back. Yeah.
Just really quick, I just wanted to, something you said reminded me that Ned is naive about how to do this part of the game, right? Like Peter just tried to explain it to him, and he was like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, I guess. I'll do part of it that way.
Right.
Him giving a piece of paper that's like, hey, yo, I saw your bastard son. He's at the armorer. Them kids ain't your kids. You might want to go see this other dude. Like,
we don't know who was on that letter. We don't know.
We don't. But
it's safe to assume. Yeah.
We don't know it, but that's what this is his investigation, and that's his right. Like, I think that.
Right.
I don't know.
Right.
That's my.
Right.
I'll just say that was my assumption. That it was a badly placed raven. He was like, oh right, so don't do it with the raven. I'll do it with a trusted person. This person will take it directly to Robert. Oh, Jamie's there. I'm gonna give. Jory doesn't know. He's like, oh, here, could you give this to Robert? Like, if Jamie wasn't so off his game and distracted, it was like, oh, yeah, for sure, and took it and read it, Robert wasn't going to get that shit, just like you referenced like.
But, there's tradition and rules that he's not supposed to open it up and read it. And the way Jory probably figured it was he was going to pass it right off. Right, but
nobody.
Everyone reads everyone's Ravens.
Supposed to read anyone else's Raven either. Like we already know that people read each other's Ravens, and you're not supposed to know this stuff, but you know this stuff. So like it wouldn't in any way surprise me if Jim was like, for sure, man, I'll totally give that to him, and then he reads it. Like, that's what I expected to happen. And when he was like, I don't take orders from the hand, was like, oh, you are dumb as shit. Like, that was your opportunity right there to get the leg up that you guys already kind of have, you know. But, like, both of them were off there. Like, Ned totally is naive to how to do this, and then Jaime's just so distracted by Robert's orgy that he misses a huge opportunity.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that in there.
But again, I think Jory thought he would give it to Jaime, and Jaime would pass it right off right then.
No, I have no qualms about him doing what he was trying to do. He has a reason to be as naive about that as he is.
Or do you think Jory would have got, like, he would have got audience with the king if he wasn't having an orgy? If he's like, yo, I have a note for the king from Ned.
I don't know. I don't know if that would have worked. I have no idea, no clue. But he certainly has not been getting any play as being Ned's friend so far. Like, nobody has given him play for that. So it's very possible he would have been talking to Jaime the entire time anyway. But that's my whole point, is that Ned was like, he has so much of the game in his head, and then there's these little nuances that he doesn't have yet. This isn't the life he lives, and we see that, you know, along with his noble and honor and sticking to the right and all of that. Those two hurt him in the end.
Yeah, he totally would have went to Robert later saying, "Did you get my letter?"
You got my note, right?
No, I didn't get anything. I'm like, what do you mean I sent it to you? Nigga, where are you at right now? First off, like when he came
you
up to
said
the door,
you knew this was a dangerous place.
Right, but do you? But do you really know? When he came up to the door, like you said, with the big, it wasn't like a small note.
There was that stash around it.
It was
legitimately.
Yeah. It wasn't even wax.
It was a decree. It was the Constitution.
It was
huge. And he comes up and like,
it's a science project board. It's one of the science.
Yeah.
He comes up with this thing on his arm, big science project trifold.
With a bow around it. It was like, I've got
trifold.
The most
I've got reading materials for the king.
For the king. I agree with you. I totally thought Jaime was going to steal it. I totally thought he was just going to take it. But like you said, he was off his game. He was so disturbed by the disrespect. I mean, let's think about it, though. Let's think about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Robert, on some real, Robert deserved to die. Like, Robert was
wait. He's the king, and this is what some
kings
do.
He's a shitty king, though.
But even Cersei says it to her son, if you don't want to be with your wife, you go, you be with him. But there's a way to do it with some couth.
Yeah. I get that. That's what I'm saying. No couth whatsoever. None.
Right.
No couth. None. You purposely have your wife's brother outside the door. Purposely. Like you're
regardless of your
up
knowledge of
in
their
front of your wife.
Yeah.
Like, he's
again, I say they're twins.
They're twins.
Even worse.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. It is. But yeah, I thought Jaime was gonna pick that off, and then when he didn't, I was just like, okay. All right, but you're right. Like, Ned, like, what are you doing, bro? Like, why would you send that? You're supposed to whisper that. That's a conversation you guys have in secret. You don't write a whole decree and send it off and blow horns and stuff. Like, what's happening right now?
But again, Ned is getting up to speed. Like, you don't see the king a lot. He's whoring. He's doing all types of things. You don't have these quiet moments with him. There's always somebody around. Littlefinger is showing you that if there's 2-3 people around, one of them is the queen, mine, and Varys. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's like we're saying, he's getting inundated with games, but I think it's overloading him because he's not able to adapt as quick. Look at his short time. I mean, again, to go a little further, when he gets arrested, what has he been there? 2 weeks? 3 weeks? You know what I'm saying? Like when I think back, I mean, the time is a little bit more extended here, but like things go south pretty quickly, and he didn't learn on the fly on his feet the way he was supposed to. Is all I'm saying. Yeah. All right. So now we go back up to the wall, and John is trying to protect his new toy.
So John now feels even more bad for Sam than he did before. And I don't know if he only felt bad for him for being sorry. You know what I mean? For just being a nothing, you know, like he felt sorry for him, I guess. But now he's like, oh, there's a legitimate reason why this guy, like, he's a broken thing. And so he's trying to explain to the group, like, don't call him Prince Porkchop. That's really not funny. Also, you know what, Ambush?
I'm sorry. It was. I'm sorry. I take it.
No, wait. Didn't one of them ask? He's like, "Where's Sam?" And he's like, he said he wasn't hungry. And he was like, "How can that be possible?" Like he couldn't believe that Sam wasn't hungry.
The fat shaming they do to Sam, but no other big ass man. Nobody makes fun of Robert. Really, you know, he's in there having orgies. He can't fucking breathe. He's drunk as fuck. Nobody, he's sweating all over the place. Like, that's his shit. Yeah, nobody calls him fat and lazy except for Ned. And fucking poor Sam keeps getting fat shamed. What, Amber?
Because they know any given moment Robert will smash him over the head with a hammer.
There you go with this Warhammer. You think he's like walking this thing around like Negan on The Walking Dead?
Exactly. Like, this dude is not active. The only thing he's doing is he's fucking everything moving except for his wife.
Can't move.
That's
he can't walk. Like,
no. And he kills every horse he gets on.
What? Well, yeah. And he's very slick with the tongue.
Yeah, he's slick with the mouth.
It's not sweet. It's not sweet on Robert. It's not sweet on him.
Okay.
Yeah, little You're a stuttering whore. We're stuttering with your mama, stuttering whore. Surrounded by these Lannisters. But again, y'all, we're coming from this. We're almost magnetized to having a Stark perspective, right? From the way the show is rolling out. And now we're in a whole nother area and learning how things go there. And learning faster than Ned at this point.
Right. Well, yeah. So John's just trying to tell these guys, quit fucking around, leave Sam alone. He's just like us. All of us are, bastards and broken things, right? Like, either you're a criminal, a murderer, like, you've done some bullshit, and you're here now. And we're brothers. So suck it the fuck up and, maybe empower your friend instead of being such a dick. And simply says, leave Sam alone. And I can't remember the dude's name. You guys said it earlier.
Rask.
I still can't remember
Rask. It's
Rask?
R-A-S-T. Rask, R-A-S-T.
Oh, Rask? Okay.
Yeah, because remember, he lasts for a little while. He was like,
he does.
Yeah, it's all of those people are just, I never kept their names. Right. So many of them. I didn't keep their names. But so Rask is like, yeah, I ain't doing that shit. Sam ain't shit. Yeah. I'm going to show him he ain't shit. That's the whole point of me being here now.
I'm going to cut off a piece of bacon. I'm going to slice off a
slice of bacon. I'm going to give me a slice.
Again.
Like a piece of pork. Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, God.
I'm crying.
He was like, hey, next opportunity I get, I'm cutting off a piece of bacon. It was like, oh, man. You got to chill out, bro. Just, you don't like him. We got it. Jeez.
So,
also, I didn't hate Sam as much as that guy.
We don't have concrete evidence of that, sir. I think this guy quit hating Sam before you did. So we chill with that.
It's fine.
So
I won't fight you.
So he bucks back, and John is like, yeah, what I'm not going to do is have you little peasants talking to me the way that you think you can talk to me right now. So he and the homies go rough that dude up at night. And did he put a sword to his neck?
Ghost.
Ghost.
Oh, Ghost was on
he
top
put
of
a towel
him.
in his.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, it was a towel on his face.
So he wouldn't
That's
drink.
what it was.
Yeah.
Him and the homies and Ghost is standing on him, like snarling in his face. And it was like, "You gonna leave Sam alone now?" And he was like, "You got it. You got it." Yep. Yep.
Oh, but I want to point out.
Got it.
I want to point out that even though it didn't manifest as like war games, you're starting to see the psychic connection between Jon and Ghost, because Ghost does what Jon wants him to do without them talking, like at all. Like, you know what I mean? Like, definitely the direwolves picked up on the instincts of their owners, but there was a psychic thing going on with Ghost and Jon. We see a lot more evidence of that later.
We can say there's a psychic thing going on with all of them, all of the.
But in the book it's more the warging, and they actually warging their direwolves, and they all do it in their dreams, like how Bran does it with the with Summer, and then with the 3 Eyed Ravens. But definitely this is evidence, because like I always watch this, and like even later with the wildling that's able to warg, I always try to see if the animal reacts before the human can even give a command. Like, your animal's instincts are lined up with you, anybody that's a pet owner. But like before Jon makes flexes on him or does anything, Ghost is on top of him. Reiterating the point that's right to be made right then. And and also later on with Grey Wind, like getting close to a prisoner, like they know how to threaten. That's what I'm saying. The direwolves know how to threaten. They know how to intimidate. It's very interesting. And they also know how to just wag their tongue and be normal like dogs. So, it's just something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, so they all they back. And then go back to Viserys, the crazy man.
Yo, so Viserys is dragging the Jon, but did I miss something? Did something happen? Or he comes in saying,
he just started doing it. He just started doing it. No, wait. He says,
but we know why.
He says why.
He says, don't send commands to me. But we didn't. He explains it, but I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything.
No. We just start off with that.
Okay, cool. So Viserys comes dragging the Jon by her hair into Dany's tent.
Terrible.
And it's like, don't you make commands at me? And you sent this whore to give me commands, and just the rose are on the floor, and it's just crazy. Dany's like, oh, it's okay, it's cool, like, you can go, like, to the girl. And then she asks Viserys, like, why'd you hit her? And he's like, why did I hit? And Dany's like, I was just inviting you to dinner. I just wanted you to. And so this is when we see this nigga's on a whole other level.
Fixed up my place for you.
For sure, fixed up my place. Oh, what? For me to dress like these motherfuckers you got? So like, nah, these are gifts, dog. Like dinner and gifts. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to do something nice for you.
I'm trying to have a good fucking night with my bro.
Yeah,
the worst thing
he's
she
like,
could have done was make her these boots or whatever outfit that she had made.
A leather vest or some shit.
That
what you want?
That was tragic.
So what you gonna do? You want to braid my hair?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he went all.
He's like, what?
Went in. She was like, no, nigga, I'm not gonna braid your hair because you don't have any victories. He was like,
you can't have no braids. You can't have no braids.
Did anybody else think at this point he was real close to saying like nigger? Like
no.
Didn't either.
He came right to the edge there.
No.
Wearing these damn clothes of these niggers. Like I was waiting for it. Like when they get really upset, they get really red, and it's right there at the tip, and they're about to say it.
They want to so bad.
So yeah, she when she hit him with that victory comment, the dragon awakened.
Oh God!
Oh, the dragon awakened. Here's dragon.
Don't you talk back to me? So he hits her, and she hits him right back. Dany hits him with some of the shit that he threw on the floor in her tent.
Right.
Like, oh, you throw my shit around, fucking jewels. She hit him with that shit, and the look on his face was fucking priceless. Like, he had never even fathomed that she would.
She probably never hit him before. She probably never hit him before.
Like, honestly,
They know probably.
I'm sure she never hit him before. I'm sure she hadn't even really talked back to him before. But it looked like he had never even thought of the idea that she might get fed up someday and hit him back.
He had the big
That was
face.
the look.
He had the big old face, yo. Who taught you how to do that?
And she stood up, and she fucking let him know. And this was the beginning of her whole fucking long-ass name, you know?
Right.
I am the leafy mother of dragons, wife of the head nigga in charge, and I have carrying his baby.
Wife of the head nigga in charge. And I'm carrying his baby.
You will have no hands, nigga. That was the nigga that you was waiting for. That was the one.
That's the one you was waiting for, Tessa.
The real one.
That's
the real one.
Yeah.
The real one.
You will have no hands, nigga.
It was so nasty. It was literally the look on both of their faces, yo. Like, she's looking at him like, I will kill you or have my man kill you, because you ain't going to be hitting me with this baby up in here. I done told him it's a boy, okay? I am looking forward to this.
Forward to this.
He is too. You wait till I tell him. She has all those things going on in her face, as well as, like, I'm fucking, you know, mother. You know that whole, like, maternal instinct shit that, like, kicks in
Mama
for
bear.
women. Mama bear, right. And she's just like, you ain't going to be, it's one thing if you're going to beat up on me, but you ain't going to beat up on me with this baby inside me. Like, that's definitely not going to happen.
That's what you're not going to do.
That's what you're not going to do.
There it is.
So, and then he's looking at her like, you have really lost your mind. Like, he is confused. He is angry.
Your whole mind. Your whole mind.
Your entire mind.
The whole thing. The whole thing. Not a little. Not a fraction.
Not
the entire fucking mind. And how dare you?
Yep. Yep.
I can't breathe. Where's the oxygen now?
So this goes back to earlier, like, did I think that he was going to, like, conquer and do all the things that he talked about doing? I did not. I did not think he was going to die. But I think I envisioned for him, like, Drogo enslaving him, like Drogo fucking him up and just being like, you're going to come around and you're just going to walk beside this horse for the rest of the time. Like, you know, when he did die, I was super shocked. But I didn't think he would go on to do all these things. And I think that this scene was it. Like, when she fucking came at him like that, like, no, you're not going to do that. And I can still tell my man on you. And my man's man will fuck him too, because he did that in the last episode. So, yeah.
Can I jump in real quick?
Go for it.
So there are two things that fucking Viserys. No, again, I didn't know that he would die, and I certainly didn't know he would die the way he did. But I definitely knew that he wasn't going to make it. Like, you're not going to be around. And two of the reasons. Every time he is hit or spoken to in any sort of manner, he has that, oh, how dare you? You've been hit too many times by now for you to still have this face. You've already been hella disrespected. You already told Jorah, kill this dog. And Jorah was like, so anyway, Khaleesi, you hungry?
You want some rabbit?
What you want to do? I think it's time to go. Like, I'm paying you absolutely no mind. So the way that no one paid him mind, like, none of them. The last time he was even semi-respected was when Drogo came up to see her. Like, that's it. whoever they were staying with was cool to him. That's it. Nobody else is giving a fuck about Viserys at all.
Yeah.
Second, there's no fucking way that Dany could ever become what she does with that kind of abusive weight.
No.
And I think that speaks to just life in general. Like, get abusive, toxic shit out your life, because look what she became without that fucking ball and chain of just huge abusive distraction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I never imagined that she would become who she became, but I definitely, she definitely couldn't have done even half of that with him around.
No.
So, that happened. And, typical, woman, I think everybody, gender, whatever, was just kind of cheering, beat his motherfucking ass, hit him back, finally.
Yeah.
And it's only the fourth episode, but you could definitely see that there was, existing abuse that had been going on for some time. These weren't the first time he was yelling at her or hitting her or yoking her up or none of that shit. So it was a nice, cheering session.
Definitely.
And then that stare off at the end, man, I was like, oh, faces. Fucking faces. So, then we get back to the wall. Right?
Okay.
Oh,
so
God.
Sam and John. So wait, I want to say something right now. Okay. You're sorry. You're gonna be sorry. First off, Morg, you said that out loud. You didn't think it. You didn't write it down on a piece of paper, so I heard it.
It is known.
All right. It is known. And B, I want to talk to you, Miss Lady, my lovely Afro, who I love so much, who's been playing mute overlord this whole call. Y'all didn't notice that she's not around, and then she comes back with her turn, she's been talking the whole time. Nobody noticed that. And 3 times I want to say, yo, where's Afro at, yo? I don't hear any dishes being dropped or anything like that. And I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. I see what this is. It is known.
My nigga, I'm just going to let you know, I just been so quiet. I haven't even been on mute. I just haven't been saying shit, okay? That's how good my quiet game is, Castro. You don't know nothing about that, though.
We go with the quiet game. We go with the quiet game. Because I know you've been dying. All these rules we make on this podcast is about Castro not interrupting anybody. That's all the rules are. That's what everything is based on. So I don't interrupt anybody. And then you put the whole
Castro,
foot down
your
earlier.
neighbors are too loud in the background. Your upstairs neighbors to the left. Those neighbors.
We can hear their floor.
Earlier when you said, she said a whole sentence, Castro, a whole sentence came out of my mouth. You talked right over her. Did you know that? Did you know that the sentence came out? Did you hear her? What did she say? You didn't hear a damn thing. Shut your damn mouth, boy.
All I gotta say is, are your headphones charged, my nigga? Are your headphones charged? Are your headphones charged?
One of them is, baby doll. One of them is, baby doll. I got two. Okay.
You hit me with the baby doll.
And I've been taking one out. Baby doll.
Man, I love this.
Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So,
I have no idea where we are now.
Game
of Thrones.
I tried just so long ago to do that, and it didn't work.
So Sam and John are scrubbing the table and trading barbs about the situation they're in, because I think both of them are realizing that, as we're seeing the theme with John's story is, hey, this wall shit ain't what it's cracked up to be. I don't know what messages they've been sending on down the line, down the Kings Road. But this telephone game is horrible when it comes to describing what's happening on the wall and then making it down the road. So, they're also talking about, they be lying. Big time. And they're talking about how, they take a vow of celibacy, but the higher lords, because that is what, not the higher lords, but the higher commanders, I think that's what Sam was saying. They make their way down to Moldtown. The fact that Moldtown even exists lets you know. They make their way down to Moldtown. And
right.
Little, what did you say? What did he say? Sally on the side?
Right. Sally. It's Sally all over again.
Sally on the side. Sally on the side.
Sally on the side. It's Sally all over again.
So
they have no respect for the name Sally. None.
So
she's a whore.
She's a whore.
And he's saying, why? That's not fair. The Sally Whore Show. He's saying that's not fair. And wait, does Sam say anything else about? That's about it when he says that's not fair, right? He doesn't go into like another little thing about what's unfair about the newer recruits. Well, my point I'm trying to make is they're figuring out that, but they're figuring out this thing ain't what it's all cracked up to be. Then Alistair Thorne comes in, and this scene actually does a lot for me to remembering what kind of character Alistair Thorne is. So he reveals to them. Would I miss something?
I think so. Before Alistair Thorne comes in, they both.
Oh, they're talking about sex.
Reveal.
Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Go for
it. Sorry. So they're talking about sex, and they're revealing that they don't. Neither one of them knows about sex or knows anything yet. And this is why, and let me tell y'all, this is why I gave myself this assignment. So this scene turns into the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'll take you back. Mid-90s.
Oh, gosh.
All right? Y'all ready?
Take you back. No, I'm ready.
Ready?
You gave us no choice.
Will Smith is wearing 3 shades of beige, cream, or mauve. He has a hat on, a vest, a shirt, and pants. They're all different variations of cream, mauve, and beige. He's excited because Ben Vereen is going to take him on the road, right? He's waiting there. He can't wait. Got his bags and all that stuff. And then he comes in, right? He comes in and he starts, whistling Dixie as Anansi the Spider. Look, kid, I can't really take you. We can't, you know what I'm saying? We can't go. So maybe next time. And then we have the classic, why you don't love me, man? Right? So that scene reminds me of what John says as to why he never slept with Roz. So Roz is readily available at Winterfell to, get any of the Stark boys off. We learned earlier that she got in with Theon or whatever. She's, the family fleshlight, let's call it. So.
Wow.
I get that it rhymes.
Y'all know how I do. Alliteration
that's gonna come back. That's gonna come back.
So awful.
So come back, Kesha. Well, you know that.
But he admits that he reveals that that's why he wouldn't sleep with her, because he didn't want to create another bastard, and he doesn't know who his mother is, and his father never talks to him about him, and it's just like that. It reminded me of that scene in Fresh Prince, like. His father doesn't give him everything he wants. He gives him little increments and crumbs, and that has messed up his life to the point where he won't even, pleasure himself because he's scared of impregnating the local whore, whose pipes I don't think really work in Winterfell, but, he doesn't know that.
Okay, I'm going to stop you
there. Okay.
You're going to try to
bring it back to number one.
Okay.
Here's a question I have. Is John actually accurate in that? Because that is not the definition of a bastard, right? Sleeping with a woman who's not married and having a child, wouldn't that just make 2 single people?
No, if you have a child,
a bastard is out of wedlock.
Oh, out of marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any child out of marriage.
Any combination of those things, that makes a bastard.
Okay, right. So my second thing is, didn't we reference this same Fresh Prince episode last show?
Yes.
We did.
Okay.
That same episode about what?
You're cut
off.
No,
I didn't do that.
You're cut off.
No,
yes,
wait.
Castro, you definitely did. Yeah.
Wait, I
Would
made
you like to place a
no,
wager?
no.
Would you like to place a wager?
Oh no, sound engineer man, you ain't gonna pull up that clip on me, buddy. So anyway, I'd like the audience to know that Ambush is a sound manipulator. So anything that you hear, he might have doctored or put into a ringer. Don't trust it. Can't trust it. Flavor Flav can't trust it.
Wow. Wow. All right.
Somebody's gotten their second wind, and that somebody's name is Sir Castro. Where we at? All right.
Thorn comes in. That's where we are. Thorn comes in.
Yeah, so this makes me realize the character that Thorn is, because the one main thing I wanted to grasp on the scene about Thorn is he reveals what he has experienced in the, being part of the Night's Watch. He goes out on a little, on a scouting mission. They said they were going to be out there 2 weeks. They all get ambushed or something, and he's out there for months, right? That's what happens, right? No, they don't get ambushed. They lose their way, and then they start eating the horses. Then he alludes to they start eating the men.
Right.
Because that's why he started to mess with Sam about if we have one of you out there.
It wouldn't be hard.
So somebody like you would last us a couple of weeks.
Right. Squeezing his belly, squeezing on him.
Now,
right? And so
I don't hate Sam as much as Thorn. All right.
Oh man, would you stop yourself, man? You are not making your case.
You are not at all.
Have the receipt. And we got the
all
receipt,
of them.
dog.
I just feel like Sam was in the wrong place. He's in the wrong place.
But that's
circling
in the father. He takes a long way to the Citadel. He should have went straight he should have went straight to the Citadel. But his father needed an heir, and he needed his oldest heir to disqualify himself. But he should have just been nurtured and be like, go to the Citadel, But he wasn't. So that's all I'm saying. So
Thorn goes on to talk about his experiences past the wall, and basically to let them know, listen, this ain't child's play. All right, this ain't child. We're up here. People are gonna die. Hopefully, you'll die, Sam. Like that's basically Thorn's whole situation. And I want you to die too, Pretty Snow.
Pretty Snow. I want you to. Don't think you're excluded with your long hair.
I honestly think even if Jon didn't die the way he did, Thorn was going to find some way to murder him.
Somehow.
It was some way,
block
somehow.
of ice falling off the side. He was going to put a block of ice right on his head.
Push him right off the wall. He was going to do something.
It's like, oops, with his accent. Oops. Somebody has lost their footing. Someone has lost their footing. Fuck out of here. Go ahead, Em. Sorry. And sorry, Em. I didn't mean to. My apologies.
No, it was all good.
Yeah.
So that was pretty much how that scene played out, and then we go to Khaleesi tells Jorah she hit the dragon.
Oh, but wait. Can I just?
Was there more?
Mm-hmm. Well, I just wanted to say that this shapes, like I was saying, this shapes my opinion of Thorn. That he in his mind feels it's a real ranger. The same thing that Ned said earlier. All these knights, but they haven't seen an arrow come at their face. So he experienced outside the wall, and to him, y'all are playing. Coddling Sam, you need a man on your back because we're gonna have to eat him. One in a second, and two, you don't. Yeah, but you don't know what's going on when the snow gets thick out there. Like remember, he said, I got it. He said they knew that the storm was coming when they found the Rangers looking for them. They knew the storm was coming, so they went inside and they couldn't see a foot in front of their faces. We see it in later episodes when they go north of the wall looking for the wildling. You really get in these situations and attacked by zombie polar bears and stuff. And so he's saying you want real men at your back. So if they got to die here in training or just in a little wildling trap mission, that's better for us because when it shit really hits the fan, it goes real bad quick out there. And it paints the way he prepares them. It paints the way he is responding to Jon and what he thinks later Jon turning into a traitor because this is how he came up. 6 months out there by himself, not knowing he's going to make it back to Castle Black. And they were on the other side over there by Eastwatch concerning the story. It just paints a nice circular 360 picture of Thorn and not just think he's a dickhead and he hates Jon. what I'm saying.
But he still is a dickhead and hates Shannon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he sees that he's good.
Yeah. Right. So then we got okay. So scene switches. We got Khaleesi telling Jorah, "Hey man, I smacked the bullshit out my brother. Like, what are we looking at here? What do you think I should do?
What are we looking like? The dragon's woken up and running around out. The dragons awoke and running around out in the grass. With a look with an old face. The dragon's out there somewhere. Sorry.
Yeah. So, it was very realistic because your visceral reaction is like, man, fuck your brother. But it is like, it's her brother. And so she's having a very, serious moment of yo, I just hit my brother. Like, I ain't really want to have to do that, but I did. And he's the last dragon. And she's like, he's like a snake.
He's a whole snake.
The whole snake. He's like, yeah, but he's the true king, She's like, fucking Jorah's like, you want to see him sit on the Iron Throne or nah? Because this is only going to get worse.
You ain't see how I curved that nigga?
Is this what you want?
You had to whip around his neck. You ain't see how I curved that nigga? That's what we doing from now on. We curving this nigga. You ain't see how I curved him earlier? With the whip around his neck? That's how we handling the dragon snake. It's running around out there.
The dragon snake. I mean, he's a reptile. But I wouldn't say
yeah. Stomping in the grass. I hate this grass. Stomping around with his hands behind his back. Nobody talking to him. Nobody giving him stomping around. Fuck this place. Fuck this grass. Fuck your grass, nigga. Like jumping up and down in the grass until somebody looks at him. Somebody gives him that stern look and he kind of stops and walks somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, this is also where you see how distorted, how much bullshit he's been feeding Dany, and it's just really, it's kind of sad and real innocent. She's like, because regular people pray for him, right? Like the common folks pray. He's like, whoa,
right
there. People pray for rain.
Whoa there.
Whoa there.
Fucking long
people
summer.
They don't want none of the shit you're talking about.
They put money under their pillows for the Tooth Fairy, but they do not sew no tapestries and talk about this nigga. They believe in Santa Claus.
He's like, people are not concerned with the games of these high lords and this bullshit, and he's not even a high lord, but even if he was, no one cares about that, okay? People want rain and food and health. And she's like, what do you pray for? He's like, I pray for home. And she's like, me too. I pray for home too. But this nigga ain't never going to get me home.
Straight up.
So she has her moment. She's like, he's not a leader. And, even if my husband gave him a fucking army on a silver platter, he will not take the kingdoms. And so we're going to have to figure this out because this is about to get crazy. So it was a nice, little moment of her realizing her brother's bullshit. And sometimes it's like that, like when you're too close to something, and especially the two of them. They've been in hiding. They've been in seclusion. So, she really doesn't know the world outside of him very much at all. And this is her getting exposed to that and seeing, the reality of whatever he has told her. And it's, really being exposed to her. And seeing that, all people aren't dicks like this. All people aren't mean like this. All people aren't going to hit me, and treat me like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it's, a real growing lesson for her.
Definitely.
My brother's ass.
that was hilarious. That was one of the best scenes.
This is interesting too. Like I said, that in that last scene with the two of them, the stare down that they were having, and how you have those real intense moments with people, but then when you go back by yourself and you reflect, you're like, damn, I wish he wouldn't make me beat him, you know? I think it really kind of, like, sat in on her. So, yeah.
She would have liked to have not had to smack fire out of him. But
right.
sometimes you got to do what you got to do, girl.
Yep.
Such is life.
So, yeah, then after that,
so we get to the... Oh,
go ahead.
I jumped the gun.
No, go for it.
Okay, we get to the hand party. I don't know what they call that. I know Ned doesn't want them to call it that.
Because it's like
hand party.
Like I don't want just because my name is on it doesn't mean I have to do anything with it. Or whatever.
I'm not going to that.
Talking to blacksmiths. I'm still walking with the commoners talking to blacksmiths. Shit.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called, but he ain't there.
Oh, the tournament, yeah.
Yeah, the tournament. But it was called something about the hand. Was it the hands tournament?
Yeah, the hand tournament, I believe that's what it was called.
Okay. All right, well, party, tournament, you know. So Peter sits down with the Stark girls, and they're there with Unella, right? To tire.
Yeah.
I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The pedophile sits down and...
Again, being weird.
being weird as shit. He's like, oh, I'm an old family friend. Hi. And, like, slithers over. And Arya's like,
God.
why did I call you Littlefinger? Which, if Ned was there, he would have, like, smacked the back of her head or something. Like, the fuck, man? Be quiet.
Right.
I keep trying to tell you got to be better. Do better, Arya.
Arya's like, I have a dress on. Isn't that enough?
That's got to be enough. There's, like, 4 braids. And a whole dress. You guys got to give me something for that. So Littlefinger, I feel like this is the very first time I'm hearing Littlefinger's that little story where he's like, well, I was little when I was a child, and I come from a place called the Fingers. Like, I feel like I've never heard that before.
That's all you got? Yeah.
And also, that's all you fucking got?
But
that's why you
actually, well, he explained it like it was just a clever, like, combination of words, but it was, you know, he was small, it was to be made fun of. It was like an insult. And
definitely. But what a fucking dumb insult.
Yeah.
Like, that's how we got here? That's bullshit. I'm mad about it.
Well, we're in the land of memes and all kinds of, like, funny-ass shit now. They probably thought they were doing big shit calling him Littlefinger.
Yeah, they
fair
probably
did.
They
fucking fair enough, Ass. Yeah, that was tearing him apart. Goddamn.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough. He's like, I'm Baelish. All right, well.
Right.
Exactly.
You will refer to me as Baelish.
You know, he's doing it all by himself in the barn by himself, trying to get his confidence up.
Exactly. Pumping himself up. So he's like super slimy the whole time, and he's like, you know, buddied up to Sansa. It's gross. They're looking all around, and then the games start.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
So we see. I'm sorry. Because I was listening to you like, and then what happened?
It was like so fucking
It was like fucking story time.
Yeah, I was like, on my feet, like, and then it starts, and then what? Oh, yeah. It's about to go down. It's going down.
So I want to know what happens next. Tell me what happens next. Oh, God. We're the greatest. We're the greatest, bro. I can't wait till we have like 100,000 listeners. This is the greatest thing we've ever done. This is great. So, because Ass about to say, well, it's not the greatest thing I've ever done. You know, I've done.
Is he like, y'all little podcast, cool, whatever?
Y'all little, y'all little y'all little podcast or whatever. Oh,
or whatever.
And I bet y'all this. I bet you she still didn't listen to that episode.
I did do that. Fuck you, Castro.
She's like, I can't. She's like, I can't. On principle.
You
on
stupid.
principle, I can't listen to it. I told y'all I didn't listen to it. I'm not gonna go back and listen to it. So.
All right, there was my sound effect. Sorry, guys.
There was. Got it.
Game of Thrones. You turned into a spiritual? Okay.
I've laughed myself into a headache.
Straight to a headache. The back of my head is feeling it.
That's 3 episodes in a row. We're on a roll. Okay.
So we got Hugh, new night, Hugh, and
first mountain. First mountain.
Night new, and the first mountain.
Night new, and the first mountain. Make that clear.
First mountain.
Number one.
I'm so glad we got the second mountain. This first mountain looks like he's trying so hard to be the meanest person on camera. He's always
right. He's always. This is the third mountain.
Natural.
We're at the third mountain. Yeah, well, the one we have now is the third one.
Oh, okay. So
are we talking about Sir Gregor?
Yes, because remember when he comes to Harrenhal later, it's a totally different actor than this one that's fighting right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I thought there were only 2. There was 3 though.
There's 3, yeah.
Okay.
The jousting one, the jousting one, the general one that talks to him in Harrenhal. That's a totally different actor, and then the one we got currently.
Okay. So they lined up for the joust. And I'd totally forgotten, the results of how how it all plays out. But I was happy. Hugh caught that work. And that scene, that was like long. He bled out, and they just kept it right there the whole time.
Yeah.
It was funny to hear Sansa. It was funny to hear Sansa scream. Like, no one else screamed but Sansa. Arya, nobody, nothing.
Did y'all see Arya smile for a second?
Yeah.
She did. She cracked a smile.
Oh,
I did not catch that.
She was surprised for a while, and then she cracked a weird little smile.
Then she was like, "Oh shit!"
Isn't this also?
Oh damn! I gotta rewatch that scene.
Me too. Isn't this also where Sansa tries to look at Joffrey and give him a smile?
Yeah.
And he doesn't give her anything, and then she, gets real sad. Yeah.
Yes.
And it was just like Sansa. You think you want this, but you don't. You don't.
You do
look
not.
at it.
Your instincts are shit.
Yeah, your radar is off, girl.
Yeah, like you ain't got nothing going for yourself yet. Nothing.
But I felt like the scene that shot of him bleeding out, that lasted really long. And I was like, damn. Yeah, I was like, good grief.
And it wasn't like a hose because he was spitting up actual blood, so there had to be some in his mouth for the scene to work. Because I was watching, I was like, is there a hose next to him? Because remember there was that first splurt from the lance being in his neck. So there's that splurt. So
right.
I'm just thinking of special effects, and I'm like, all right, so they must have a hose. But then the fact that y'all said they kept that shot, and he coughing up blood and more blood spilling out his mouth. And I was like, they really letting him, like, bleed out, like, in real time. And then you see the little squires drag him away.
So now, Peter notices Sansa's, complete disgust, and he starts to tell her the story of the Hound in the Mountain.
So he's like, have you ever heard the story of the Mountain and the Hound? And she's like, obviously not. That's a dumb question. And he explains that the Mountain is an awful, terrible piece of shit kid, just like he is an adult. And he sees his brother. Was he cooking at the fire? What was
no,
the
playing
hell?
with a toy.
It was playing with a toy.
Okay, he was just playing with the toy by the fire, right?
Playing with one of his toys.
Right, one of the mountain toys.
He was playing with one of the mountain's toys, and he's by the fire.
Yeah.
And instead of being like, hey, bruv, give me my toy back, he put his face.
But remember, he didn't say a word. He didn't say a word.
Yeah.
Right. sorry, I'm messing this story up. My apologies. But he takes his head, pushes it into the fire, and holds it there while his face is on fire and melting.
Yeah.
And then lets him go.
Bruh.
That's some gruesome shit.
Yeah, just to hear it.
Yo, I would never play with toys ever again. Fuck playing with my brother's toys.
Nah,
I'm never
not around
touching
him.
a toy in my life.
No,
No,
never
all.
playing with a toy and never, ever going to be around fire ever again.
Like the PTSD from him is strong. We've seen that. It actually influences some of his major decisions as we go through the series. The presence of fire changes what. I haven't seen it yet change his mind. Like totally. Yeah, no, that's a lie. It changes his mind. It changes his allegiances. Like,
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Completely wild. Sansa's reaction was not nearly what it should have been to me. Like, she was just like, damn. You know, like,
well, remember she had the disappointment but she had the disappointment of Joffrey looking her off.
Oh, so she's like not even listening anyway?
Yeah, she's in that film. And he's being sleazy, so she's trying to learn how to insulate herself from that sleaze, too. You know?
He's trying to what?
Well, I'm saying she's listening to Peter, but he's also being sleazy, so she's probably like half listening to insulate herself.
Yeah, I just didn't hear that part. Got it.
Okay.
So get the story done, and we see Ned in his chambers.
So Ned's in his chambers, and Cersei comes in. And right here, this is the same thing that Patire gave Ned that he didn't pick up on. Cersei's giving him a grade A game right here. She's trying to let him know you might be a little out of your element, so you need to get with this program. And as Morgan did great notes, he says, I was trained to kill my enemies, Your Grace. And again, Ned is slick at the mouth, right? There's a lot of innuendo and things he says, but also with Cersei. And she says, as was I. You know, I was trained too by my daddy. So what I got out this scene is the present, in the present part of the story, and I was good. But I think we missed out on gold between Cersei and Ned sharing screen time.
Yeah.
We missed that I watched, I said, oh, wow. Like, I was like, we could have had more of those conversations that are not about what they're talking about, but what they're not talking about. That type of shit between the two of them. They were very good at that, both of them, playing against each other. Like, I mean, the story needed Ned to die to drive it to where we've now. But to think that we could have had Lena Headey and Sean Bean doing scenes together, that's something we really missed out on, because that was a gem of a scene in such a short time. They're just as good as when she's with Tyrion. That's what I saw.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but that's another. She's giving them some game, putting them on like this is where you at now, buddy. And you are surrounded. You're in a foreign place. You thought it was going to be one way because he thought it was ran by Robert, right?
Completely.
The High Council. He's surprised the High Council in the state. He's surprised that he never really gets to talk to Robert and he's passing notes and all that stuff. He's surprised that Robert just doesn't have the same political sensibilities as he does, which he finds out a little later and probably in the next episode, definitely. He thought it would be that type of job, even though he knew he was going to a dangerous place, even though he knew his uncle-in-law, or brother-in-law, right? Lord Aaron was his brother-in-law because of Lysa, right? A little bit, right? Is that how that works? Through marriage?
No, I thought
is that Lysa's married to Aaron. That would have been. Later. First he was like his uncle because of the squad
mentor.
Right.
But later on, when all of the marriages happened, that's his brother-in-law. Okay. So I think Ned definitely went there, even though he seemed quick-footed, like he seemed like he was grasping his feet, as we're supposed to think as watchers, because we're led down his path. That he's getting some type of bearings, he's finding out secrets. But he really was in a foreign place, and he thought it was going to be one way, and it wasn't. And
definitely,
that eventually leads to his downfall. But then we move on to the King's Road, and that I think this is the same end. This is the end that Hot Pie works at. This is the end with the chickens. I think this is the end, but I could be wrong. And we get to Caitlyn and Not Beard on the road at the end. Or, they're on the road.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're taking a break. Probably. I mean, it looked like they were just going to eat, but they probably were staying there. I don't know. But they're chatting, and Tyrion walks in. Am I missing something that they spoke about that was really important? Catelyn and Not Beard.
They had a conversation. Do you remember the conversation they were having right before Tyrion?
Excuse me. I'm sorry. I don't remember anything too important about the conversation other than us kind of noticing that they were trying to be low key the entire time.
Right.
And then but I don't remember that there being too much.
There was something though, because I think they were talking about something in particular. Either talking about Caitlyn she shouldn't be out on the road like this, maybe, or were they talking just about the case, as I like to call it? Maybe.
I think they were talking about the case. I don't think it was about being out on the road. I could definitely be wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're chatting, and Tyrion walks in, and she kind of, adjusts her scarf like she's gonna try and hide. Like, I hope he doesn't see me. And Tyrion has a couple of conversations, and
he's trying to get a room. He's trying to pay for.
He's trying to pay for.
That's right.
Oh, because they're saying they're full. They're saying we're all full.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He was like,
men can sleep in the stable.
They can sleep in the stable.
Right.
Yeah, that was funny.
He said what?
He said
his men can sleep in the stable. He's trying to buy a room from somebody.
Yeah. And then Bran offers his room.
Right. So then we have the first moment. Hello.
Anybody think Bran was gonna last? That Bran was gonna last to where we're at now?
Absolutely
no
not.
way.
There's no way.
Okay.
No, and certainly not from here. We could have never seen Bran again from this one.
Right. We didn't even know he was gonna be because he started out being Kathy helping be have Tyrion be his captor, because that's what he started out as. But we didn't know they would link up and all this other stuff, and then the Jaime stuff later. So that kudos to Bran, because I think if I'm not mistaken, because I've been also watching the inside the episodes after these episodes with Benioff and Weiss, and I'm thinking that Bran wasn't supposed to be around, but I think he got a good favorable reaction. So
yeah.
I don't know if there's a book Bran. I'm not sure. Yeah.
So we meet Bran. He sells his room. And when he flips the coin to Bran, he sees Katniss.
Man.
And
he sees Catelyn, and it's so funny because she looks foolish trying to hide herself, pulling a little scarf over her head. Yeah, her little linen hoodie, trying to pull it over. It's like Lady Stark. Oh, you mean this Lady Stark? No, I'm not me. It's not me. No. And no, it's you.
It's not me. It's Miss Iglesias.
It's Miss Iglesias. It's not me, no. Tyrion is a dwarf. His angle to be able to look up and see you is probably not one that you're used to, Kat. So this particular technique of hiding your face isn't valid. It's not working out for you. He's staring you directly in your face. Lady
I
Stark,
never thought of that.
When people are sitting down, he's looking eye to eye with you.
Right.
Yeah,
I never thought about it.
It's like he's literally looking you in your face. You're like, it's not me.
You're like, no.
So it's like, what are you doing out here? And immediately, when she jumped up and started addressing the different bannermen, I remembered how this scene played out, and I remember being extremely pissed at Kat for this move. Because it was
really,
God, yes, this was the first of many
Jumping the
decisions
gun
that Cat made. Yes.
Yeah.
Jumping the gun that ended up putting her and Rob at odds. But it was really just like, Cat, slow down, for God's sake.
But changed the whole game. That shit changed the entire game. And she jumped the fucking gun.
Oh, my God. So here you are. You're accusing Tyrion of attempting to kill Bran. And you sick all of your bannermen on him. And I'm just like, no, Cat. No.
Wait, can you speak to how she went around and, reminded everybody of their allegiance?
Oh, yeah.
And also
it was
how she invoked her Tully side to do that.
Real quick.
She did.
Yeah, real quick.
She didn't. Yeah, she didn't. She didn't talk about her being a Stark. She mentioned all her stuff about her Tully and her father and her mother and stuff.
Yep. And when she went to approached the soldier that was a Frey, I was just like, oh God, woman, if you only knew how thin the alliance is between you and that family. Jesus. Oh my God, you die in that goddamn blessed dining hall. But that was interesting. Her calling everyone individually by their family and tugging on that allegiance before she asked them to seize Tyrion. And the look on Tyrion's face, like he was starting to get it. He was like, "Wait a minute."
This is a lot of talk about people that like you.
I don't have a joke.
He even said, I don't see. He said, I admire your allegiances, but I don't see the point of this. Like,
something like I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
Tyrion's already skeptical. He's not stupid.
I'm not picking up what you're putting down.
Remember, his rock eyebrow was up because she wasn't there to see him off. Remember?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
so
he's telling me
already like,
and he feels like you gonna tell me. You gonna tell me what happened.
Right. Yeah. So that wraps up the episode. Man, we like you said, MJ. We had a lot of firsts in here. We had Hodor. We had Bran. We had Bran's first vision. This was a big episode. We didn't know how big it was. We had no idea how big this episode was. But this was a big episode.
No.
This was amazing.
I mean, halfway through the season is episode 4, so you know what I mean? Like, it's revving up. But again, we're on, so I wanted to ask y'all real quick, what perspective are we? Are we of the perspective of Ned, like we think, or are we in the perspective of the girls, like we come to find out later? You get what I'm saying? Like the story being told right now. It seems like it's Ned.
Right? I feel like it's Ned.
Yeah.
Okay, but you see why I bring up that it is the girls, because they end up being affected the most by everything that end up happening. And then get scattered to the winds. They're the first two tragic characters is the daughters. They're spread to the winds when this season is over. So, interesting. Okay. Just wanted to ask that. All right. Well, thank you, listeners, for going along with us on this another wonderful ride.
Yeah.
We really are funny. Y'all should stop being haters. Next week we will be resuming. We will resume the live tweet because we're just doing a rewatch. The live tweet can happen at any point on Sunday or Monday when we watch the episode. So just keep your eye out for it. That'll be on our Twitter page, and we will go back to the video promos. Maybe we'll skip this week, but we'll definitely be back on that next week. We know y'all like to see that, and that's on our Instagram page. And both of these pages can be found on at A Podcast Has No Name. We also have at APHNN, and then look for us on SoundCloud where you can leave us a comment, and we can get full of ourselves. And I will also have another rendition. I was thinking of a ragtime rendition.
Oh God!
Or of our Game of Thrones theme, but I also think it was of a Cosby Show dedication. So I will do the Game of Thrones song, the copy written for A Podcast Has No Name. Each Cosby Show version of their song, I will match that in vocal tonage and delivery. So let's look out for that. We're also going to be coming out with a lineup. Are we going to do the hats and the shirts? Can we do that? We get sued. I don't know. Well, we might not do hats and shirts. Okay, so we might send, you can buy shirts from us and draw whatever the hell you want on it. and then we'll work out some collaborative thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's way past my bedtime. I'm delirious as fuck, and I'm gonna be up another half hour. I gotta go to work tomorrow. Nobody at work's gonna be like, oh, I'm coming in late because I do my podcast about Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is off. You know what I'm saying? And you off, sucker. You fired. All right. So, anybody listening to this, just have a job on deck for me. I'm always
there we go.
After by doing
there we go.
Podcast.
Okay. All right. Thanks for a great episode, guys. Listeners, leave us comments.
All right, y'all.
Leave us comments. Good night. Peace.